on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Field. Line drive left field, Miles Straw puts it away. And the Blue Jays have tied this series up. After the gut-wrenching loss last night that might have just wiped the lesser team off, the Blue Jays bounce back and win it 6-2.
Thank you to Fox for that highlight last night. Yeah, we didn't have to stay up till midnight to watch the conclusion of that game. As the Jays fly over the Dodgers, the series even now at 2-2. Same two teams play again tonight. The Suns entertain the Memphis Grizzlies this evening. And will there be a Jalen Green sighting? And the Cardinals gearing up for a game against the Cowboys in Dallas. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Presented to you by Biggs American Bar and Grill. We're live every Monday at Biggs in Peoria, right at the P83 shopping area at 83rd and Bell. From 1 to 4 is when the show rolls. And then right afterwards, hang out for the Cardinals at the Cowboys. And at halftime, you can roll for dough, a chance to win $10,000. Once again, we'll see you this Monday. Biggs in Peoria, 83rd Avenue at Bell. Manuch, how are you, pal?
Ohtani is human.
He is.
He bleeds. He's not an alien. You know what? Watching that game last night, the one mistake that he made to get Vlad Jr. To hit that dinger to kind of set the tone for the rest of the game. And you look at his line 0 for 3 as far as hitting was concerned, had the 2 strikeouts. And then, coming out as far as, pitching is concerned, 6 innings, 93 pitches. Now, he didn't really struggle, but it seems as though this Blue Jays team was really on him after that second or third inning, going into that 6th inning. But once again, he hands the ball over to the bullpen. And that's exactly right. As well as they did the night before in the 18-inning game, is how much they struggled in this regular 9-inning game. But, hey, guess what? All tied up at 2 games apiece. I took the Dodgers in 6, but we've got a series, Jimmy B.
I like it. This is what it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be really disappointed if it was a sweep by either team. This is what we watch postseason baseball for. The great drama, the intrigue. You never know what is going to happen pitch by pitch. And I am dialed in once again tonight.
The thing you watch this Blue Jays team is, the runners in scoring position. We bemoan the fact that in that 18-inning game, there was they were
it was
4
over 30.
They were, both teams combined were 4 for 26, right?
Yeah.
So last night you watched this Blue Jays team, they were only 3 for 11. They left 9 runners on base, which means they've got their offense back in motion again.
I agree.
And then the turnaround, coming in there, a lot of guys, I'm sure they said Ohtani left the ballpark at 12:30, so he's probably in bed because he values his sleep. He's probably in bed like by 1:30 or 2. But I think aside from that, you're running on vapor, you're on fumes, you're running on adrenaline.
Yeah.
It was just seemed that the at-bats by this Blue Jays team were more productive. They were more progressive in reference to putting the bat on the ball. We'll catch up with Jerry Hairston Jr., who does the pre and post for LA Spectrum for the Dodgers at 2:00. Get his thoughts first and foremost on the 18-inning game, and then last night what he saw or did not see out of Ohtani in this Dodgers ball club.
I'm looking forward to having him on the show. He always gives us great information. Going to be a lot of fun again tonight. First pitch right after 5:00. It is Game 5 of the World Series, and it has turned into a 3-game series now. In the meantime, the Suns back home. They host the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. A lot of chatter that Jalen Green might see his first appearance on the floor. Not confirmed yet. Just a lot of chatter about it. How excited? Look, people forget that Jalen Green was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft for the Houston Rockets. The number 2 pick. This kid's got game. He really does, but we haven't seen any of it yet.
Well, he's been tucked away down in Houston. And you know what? I was sitting there thinking, you're hearing this, he may or may not play, and we'll catch up with Tim Kempton, the Suns radio analyst here at 1:30. Maybe He's got some news for us. They had the shoot around today. He might be one of those guys that they test him out pretty hard, Jimmy, before the game, because they're not going to put him out there. And he's been practicing hard.
Yeah.
Now, how he responds like today or yesterday with some of the scrimmages are running up and down the court, the team's playing games, however the trainers do it to make sure that he doesn't strain that hamstring again, will be interesting to see if there's enough basketballs to go around. When you got Brooks, you got Booker, and you got Jalen Green, there's only so many shots on that court.
That's right.
Now, I think Laz and I were talking a little earlier about Dylan Brooks felt like he had to kind of pick up for some of the shots, for lack of shots, that Book wasn't making or having. So I think it'll work itself out. But I think for Jordan Ott as the coach, how does that work if he starts tonight? Does he bring him off the bench? How they incorporate him into the scheme of things to get this thing started if he plays tonight.
All right, then that leads us to ironically enough, to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Hey, storm season is here. Your roof, is it ready? Well, call state48roofing.com and have your roof inspected. They are Arizona's #1 referred roofer. You can go online, state48roofing.com, or you can call 480-268-4509. That's 480-268-4509. Here's the question. Manuch outdid himself.
Mm-hmm.
When do you feel Suns fans will know what type of team the Suns have? When will the light go on for the fan base where you're going to say, are we good? Are we great? Do we stink? Here you go.
Hey, will you see it one way or the other?
Yes.
Okay.
4 options.
Mm-hmm.
1, Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
There's a theme here.
Mm-hmm.
2, Christmas. 3, I'm not falling in love with you, Manuch, Valentine's Day. Or 4, Easter. Just go to Roc and Manuch on X. How long did it take you to put that together?
I sat there and thought about the season's coming up. Halloween is just too soon. Thanksgiving, well, we'll be giving thanks for this Phoenix Suns team.
Maybe not.
Yeah, Christmas. Hey, they're a great present that we have right now. Or it could be coal in your sock.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, we're going to either love them or you're not going on that date. You're going to hate them. So there's going to be either a lot of love for this Suns team or you're going to want to break it off, one or the other. And then last but not least, Easter.
Yeah.
Will the suns be rising? If you kind of catch my religious drift right there.
It's a long ways away.
Yeah, it pretty much you look at some of those things that you look at as far as the suns. Will they be rising? Rejoice, for the suns have risen. If that's what's going to happen right around Easter time.
Why did I even open his microphone?
Even the good Lord loves a little humor once in a while.
Absolutely.
I just thought it was a fun theme. There's something behind those.
Yeah. But if it's Easter, this team is toast.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Connor and I were talking about this.
Yeah.
The last month and a half for a lot of teams to scramble to the playoffs and to get their act together, whether it be injuries or whatever it might be. And we've seen this, Jimmy, time and time again. It's the last month getting you set up, whether you're going to make for the play-in or the playoffs, is positioning in the seeding, right?
Yeah.
So that could be. Now, I agree with this team. That's going to be way too late.
Yeah.
So I'm hovering right now about how I put a bow, hint, as to what this team looks like at Christmas time.
Wow. See, I'm ready.
I'm on a roll, man. That Prevagen kicked in at about, 8:30 this morning. So I'm good to go.
I'm ready to have a turkey leg or ham.
Or a wild turkey.
Yeah, that too. A couple of those. And that's where I'm looking. I'm looking Thanksgiving. You got to have some semblance of a team by that time. Otherwise, things are just going to go south.
Even with all the yes,
exactly.
Even with all the young guys, not so much young.
No.
Combination of young and the new players on the team.
Yeah. I
think it's going to take them a good 2 months to get it figured out. But I'm a lot like you. I was kind of, my leg was kind of leaning that way. I was thinking all dark meat on this bad boy. Yeah, I just kind of leaned, but I said, you know what? If Jalen Green can get back in the fold, who your designated point guard is, who the rotation is, the development of the young guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a good 2 months with the development of the young guys, team chemistry, how the organization, how guys fit in. And it's typically, I feel it's by Christmas, you're going to either be going one direction or the other. Now, I hope that they're trending up and there's no cold in everybody's stocking when you look at this Phoenix Suns team.
Folks, you have no idea what I have to put up with every
Did you get all
day.
that tape back there, Connor? That was just absolute on a roll, man. That was
every bit of it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, just delete it.
Okay, hold on a second. So, Connor, what do you and Laz think that with that question? You guys are basketball aficionados. You guys are seeing this team. When is it with all the new pieces that you feel that could be this team is either we know what we have or we don't have?
Well, I think because, for one, Jimmy B's mentioned it and harped on it, this is a loaded Western Conference. So I think that this team, you'll have a better idea. I want to say closer towards Christmas, just because you're around the halfway point that's near the All-Star break. After the All-Star break is when I believe Rio basketball in the NBA starts to get played. That's when guys start to see how the play-in tournament's looking, how the playoff seeding and stuff starts to shape up, and that's when I feel people will take it to the next level. But for the Suns' sake, just because it's so many new factors, a new coach, I'd like to see something click a lot sooner than
later.
Yeah, so say after the All-Star break come Easter, when I originally would think so.
Okay, so you're right around Easter time. So are you a Valentine's guy? I mean, I know you are. You're the romantic you are. You're Valentine's
How
Day.
do you know that, Manuch? That's too much information on this show.
The guy just got married, so there's still romance abounding.
You don't know that.
Oh,
you don't know that.
It's all right, Jimmy B. A ladies' man likes me. Know how to find it.
Speak for yourself, Jimmy B. So you're a Valentine's Day guy. Is that what you're leaning? Is that what I hear you saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think we've seen it time and time again. Most notoriously, we've seen it with LeBron James and the Lakers, and we've seen it recently with other guys like the New York Knicks, where you can heat up towards the end of the year. And if you can play good basketball, let's say come March, February, April, that's really when it starts to matter. And I think that's what some of these guys are waiting for. You just got to get through the first half of the season.
Laz, what's your thoughts on you're the basketball aficionado? You're the one breaking down the Suns and what they have and don't have. Guys drawing up plays in here.
Of course.
What do you got, Laz?
I think by Christmas time, you have a clear-cut picture of whether a team even has a chance to win or have a winning season. And so I think with this team specifically, by Christmas, we're going to know, all right, are they going to compete and be better than we think? Or, this is going to be that Phoenix Suns team again.
And like I said, are they our new gift, or are they coal in the stocking? I think one or the other. Or it could be, I don't know, you get socks or new underwear. It's kind of a neutral kind of thing.
All right, turn his microphone off. That's enough right there. Coming up, everybody, it's our Learner and Row Replay Rewind. It is next. We're off to a fabulous beginning. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, always streaming on Arizona sports apps.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Tired of the same old weekend routine? Then head to Putting World. Experience an elevated 18-hole golf adventure, followed by delicious eats, handcrafted cocktails, and live music at our chef-driven restaurant, Bar 19. Enjoy daily specials and happy hour deals that are sure to keep your wallet happy. Birdies, bites, and brews await. Check out this week's live music schedule at puttingworld.com, or just swing on by Putting World, located in the Scottsdale Promenade. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Learner and Row is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Learner and Row is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Learner and Row is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Learner and Row, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Learner and Row is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Do you suffer from out-of-this-world electric bills? Do you have cosmic dust in your home? Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Is your air conditioner making celestial noises? Is it just not keeping up? Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Right now, there's $1,000 in utility rebates to reseal your ductwork and add insulation. Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Mention this radio ad and you will get a heating checkup for $39.95. Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Lost your health insurance? There are options to help you stay covered. Choices include Medicaid, individual and families, Medicare, and group plans. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona is a local nonprofit health insurance company that can help you understand your options, no matter who you choose. Stay covered, Arizona. We've got your back. Learn more at azblue.com/options or call 1-844-584-BLUE. This message is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona.
Arizona businesses need more skilled workers, and our students are the solution. At the Pima Joint Technical Education District, we build the talent Arizona businesses rely on. With cutting-edge programs in health and technology and hands-on career training, our 30,000 students will graduate ready for high-demand careers. JTED builds the future of Arizona's workforce. Learn how our students will bring excellence to your business at pimajted.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
Turn that up just for a minute, will you? I want to hear this.
You wanted to celebrate that last segment?
Right.
How sharp that last segment was?
Oh, man.
Throwing the seasons out there about our Phoenix Suns, what we have and don't have.
Celebrate. Yeah. Okay, here we go. It is indeed our replay rewind. It's all presented by Lerner and Roc. Manuch is so fired up today. I'll tell you what. You're so excited. I'll let you introduce this first highlight because it is the number one highlight from the World Series last night.
Yeah, this one we're going to go back to Chavez Ravine and this. Not many curveballs that Ohtani hangs, but he hung this one for Vlad Jr.
Warning for the 19th in Yamamoto. There's a fly ball in deep left center field. Headed back there. It is gone. Vlad Jr. gives the Jays the lead.
Thank you to Fox in reference to that. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
They talked to Vlad after the game, and Ohtani had been busting him inside and outside with fastballs. So there was a couple that he'd seen, and he says, well, he'd throw me a couple fastballs. So I figured on that particular count that he'd be throwing something off speed. He didn't say curveball, off speed. He sat back on that, had a cup of coffee.
Yep.
Said, all right, now how far do I want to hit this bad boy? That bad boy hung up in there, that curveball. We called it a home run high fastball right around the letters. He turned on it, and that, quite frankly, made the game 2-1 in the top of the third inning. And you kind of stop and think, wow, Ohtani's just doesn't have that sharpness that he had, was it about a week ago with the 10 strikeouts and the home runs and just how well he played. But that was kind of the game changer, set the tone for the Blue Jays.
All right, we will continue because the Jays weren't done. Let's move to the seventh inning for Toronto.
It was high, let it fly. Bouncer right side. Only players at first. The run comes through the back door. And right away, that overturned call looms large as Clement comes in to score.
All right, so that was Ty France grounding out. Now, why did we play that? Because this is the inning where it is Toronto really starting to impact the game. Here is Barger with another hit.
Ground ball outside. Pass Mookie Betts at 6-1. A full spot for the Jays in the seventh.
So the Jays end up winning the game going away. Final out, and once again, thank you to Fox.
Field. Line drive left field. Miles Straw puts it away. And the Blue Jays have tied this series up. After the gut-wrenching loss last night that might have just wiped a lesser team off, the Blue Jays bounce back and win it 6-2.
So, Manuch, they were showing online the Rogers Center where the Jays play in Toronto. There's over 30,000 people in the Rogers Center watching it on the big screen.
And did I hear they were selling tickets to the Rogers Center, and I think they're going as a donation.
Yeah, they were, charity.
Minor, like $10 or what have you.
Yeah.
But that was nuts.
Yeah.
And you sensed the urgency by this Blue Jays team that they had to win. That this was a must-win game for them. You don't want to go back to Toronto down 3-1 with a couple more games to go, and you're behind behind the 8 ball in reference to how you're going to finish this series. But I thought that Bieber really kept the ball down. A lot of breaking pitches.
Yeah.
And these Dodgers were swinging away, low, away. Just his sweeper, curveball. I like the new term now. It's called a sweeper.
You
pitch.
like that?
Coming across from the right to left side or left to right side, where a curve is more, breaking in front of you down or away, like a slider. But Bieber was just on. Gave up the 4 hits. And as far as strikeouts are concerned, only had the 3 strikeouts.
Right.
But he was in command. I really felt that a lot of innings that he was pretty much a spot on, goes 5 1/3, only 4 hits. And this Dodger ball club, they came into the series, I would say this, before the playoffs started. They struggled and they got the bats going. And then the last series, they hit the hell out of the ball to win the National League Championship Series. Now they're kind of struggling a little bit as far as getting productive hits or driving the baseball. Even in that 18-inning game, you never saw the pop in their bat that we did before this World Series started.
One of the things that I'm really going to look forward to in tonight's game, if anybody gets on the board early, or if it's a game where it is really going to be a struggle to manufacture runs. Both of these teams have sensational home run hitters, and they can go long on you almost at any time. But the real test, I think, is how you can manufacture runs. I think the Dodgers, Manuch, are a little better, are more well-equipped to manufacture runs, but after what I saw from Toronto last night, it seems to me, I think you hit the nail on the head. I hate to say that. When you talked about the way that they were able to get people on base and then capitalize on that. And that came obviously in the 6th
And
inning.
we just heard a couple of those, I call them seeing eye singles.
Yeah.
Just getting through. The one that just got by Betts, the one that just got by second base, just hitting the ball hard, the contact that they talk about, just putting the ball in play.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it seemed like in that 18-inning game on Monday night, everybody's trying to hit a home run. I mean, just make contact. And I think that both teams realized that at the end of those 18 innings, like 16, 17, 18. But you're right, Jimmy. I think this game we saw more of moving guys from A to B.
Yes.
Move them along, just hit the ball hard, and just kind of make contact and give yourself a chance. And that's what the Blue Jays did last night.
Okay, let's move to the NBA. And everybody, I'm sure, has seen this play online. We are not running this play because it wouldn't make sense. But in the game last night with Milwaukee and the New York Knicks, Giannis Antetokounmpo takes about 622 steps.
Well, give or take.
Before he puts the ball in the basket, and everybody just exploded online. We've got monitors in the studio, and they are just tearing up the officials. Unfortunately, it wouldn't make sense because it's just the audio of it. You need to see it. All you got to do is he goes for a walkabout. Giannis goes for a walkabout. But he did do this.
Got them back in the game against Cleveland on Sunday. 16 stops in 21 possessions. Giannis just absolutely in takeover mode here. Still spinning.
So they were trailing the New York Knicks, and then Giannis really got it going. And it's Milwaukee who comes out and wins that game, 121-111.
You think Giannis he's bound and determined to stay in Milwaukee, and that he wants to reestablish this team to say, look, this is my team. I want to stay here.
Yeah.
He, like you say, he just took over.
He did.
He took over, and I love seeing good basketball early on because these guys are all dialed in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Giannis he just seems like he looks like that guy that MVP year, the year that Bucks beat the Suns in the NBA Finals. But he's just like, not that he doesn't look bound and determined, but it's like, give me the damn ball.
That's it.
I want this ball, and I want to take this team to a victory.
And he did that last night. Okay, another game last night featured the defending NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder, and a win over the Sacramento Kings, 107-101. But we have seen Malik Monk come in off the bench and just light it up. But this time, he's giving up the rock.
Shoot from the outside.
One more to Monk. Touches the lane inside to Russ. What a dime drop by Malik. A kingly play by Monk.
All right.
Wow.
Come on now. Come on. I've done a lot of play-by-play. I've
so
never
cheesy.
used a kingly play before. Never.
Did he run out of material? I hope he did not put a lot of time and effort into that one. A kingly play.
Yeah, come on, dude. Come on. Jeez, you could have done anything spectacular, sensational, unbelievable. You could have gone to any adjective I've never used in my entire play-by-play career, which spans 121 years.
But Jimmy,
kingly play.
He's still doing play-by-play. You're here with Roc and Manuch.
Oh, God.
God bless him.
How the hell did that happen?
He's still broadcasting.
Oh, my God. I'm broadcasting.
Yeah, you call
I'm
those
just stuck with
those
you guys.
NBA games. They put you out the pasture. That's okay. Got you out the pasture.
All right.
I'll leave it out there. We'll talk about any of the other days that are out there, too. That's
Oh,
right.
man. You're not kidding. Okay. Let's go to Lou Dort here for the Thunder.
So coming up short. Who can gain the advantage right now? Dort looking for the lead, and he gives.
All right, there you go. Out of Arizona State, people forget Lou Dort played here, as did James Harden.
Yeah, he did. Matter of fact, he got here, and it took him a while to kind of get into it. We went, wow, this kid's special. Didn't stick around long.
1 year.
Yeah, we felt that, could you please stick around another year? Even Bobby Hurley, I know, begged, pleaded. And those, I'm trying to think how strong it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
When he was there. But, boys, he developed into a phenomenal NBA player. I mean, on both sides of the court.
He's a terrific defender, and he can get you enough points to keep him on the court on the offensive end. All right, that's today's Replay Rewind. It's presented by Lerner and Rowe. And if you're in a wreck and you need a check, just make one call. 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, one call, that's all. Lerner and Rowe, 602-977-1900. The Suns are home tonight. They are 1-3 through the first 4 games. Suns radio analyst Tim Kempton, he is going to be our guest. He is coming up next. Right now, ESPN 620 Sports Center update. Here's Laz.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Toronto Blue Jays took Game 4 of the World Series 6-2, evening the series with the Dodgers at 2 games apiece. Game 5 is tonight at Dodger Stadium, a pivotal matchup with first pitch at 5. In the NBA, the Suns host the Memphis Grizzlies tonight at the Mortgage Matchup Center. Tip-off at 7 p.m. with pregame at 6 on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. In the NFL, Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is expected to play on Monday Night Football as Arizona heads to Dallas to take on the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. This Sports Center update is powered by our 4th watch party Saturday, November 1st at Backyard Desert Ridge as the Sun Devils hit the road to face Iowa State. Dos Equis is coming up huge with giveaways, bucket at pint specials, and if you're lucky, Manuch might even buy you a dose. Plus, at halftime, 25 fans roll the dice for a shot at $10,000. Dos Equis Backyard, your official home for all Sun Devil road games. Tim Kempton, next.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for our last Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU hits the road to face Iowa State Saturday, November 1st. Join us at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. And at halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans. Watch all the games at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football. Pressure coming, Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4 right in P83 across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text PEAKS to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks, eat, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Gillespie comes from behind, knock it away, and a steal from Nurkic. He'll take it the length of the floor, lob to Williams for the jam, and the foul, the deuce, and the damage for Mark Williams.
All right, everybody, thank you to Arizona Sports for that highlight. Mark Williams with the alley-oop. Didn't win the game, however. Tim Kempton saw Mark Williams do all that. And so the first question that we have for Timmy is, were you impressed? We all know the kid has skills, but it's just a case of being on the court. Were you impressed with what you saw out of that game, Tim?
Listen, he's going to be good. He's going to play a lot more games. The Suns are, and again, for the fans out there, we say it every night. Mark Williams is not hurt. He is ready to go. The Suns are protecting against his past and how he was treated and how, they tried to play him previously before coming to Phoenix. The most he ever played was 42. They get him to a point and play him, and he was never 100% past those injuries. And the Suns don't want those injuries to pop up again. But, Mark Williams is a heck of a player. He's working very hard to get on the court as much as possible. And when he gets out there, you see his impact on the game.
And Tim, what exactly is that a lot of Suns fans didn't follow him his first couple of years that we're seeing that we weren't aware of at the time he was playing elsewhere?
The injuries?
No, I'm talking about just his talent. What are we seeing a lot of folks weren't aware of?
Well, basketball player. He rebounds the ball very well. He changes shot. He's got a little bit of a low post game, and he runs the floor very well. He's just, a very good athletic big man that fits in today's day and age. He picks and rolls to the basket. He catches the ball and finishes well. And the other nice thing about it, he shoots it very well from the free throw line when he gets fouled. So, we even saw a couple of plays in the opening possession when he was on the floor the other night. They went straight to him in a post-up situation to get him involved in the offense right away. So he's got low block skills. He can knock down that short jumper. He knocks down his free throws. He's athletic. He rebounds. His biggest talent is his rebounding on both ends of the court.
So who would he be a comp with for a lot of Suns fans? I've seen guys come and go. Is he like Amari, or who would you recommend?
No,
who would you say is kind of like that? Who'd be the comp?
No, Amari was much more explosive. Turned himself into a really explosive offensive player, facing up, from that 15-foot range and being able to knock that jumper down and then taking one or two dribbles and just finishing at the basket. He's not that explosive as Amari was, but he's just solid. I mean, I'm trying to think of a comp in the league. Ivica Zubac. I mean, Zubac is bigger and stronger, but every time you look up, he's got 18 points. He's got 12 rebounds. He's blocked a shot or two, and he's made 6 out of his 8 free throws that night. And he runs a great pick and roll game, but you never have to run a play for him. But he gets those numbers like the other. When the game was over the other night, I looked at the stat sheet and I said, Mark Williams had 24. It was like one of those things. You don't run a play for him, but he still gets his numbers. So, Ivica Zubac in the style of play, obviously he's more athletic than Zubac, but in numbers and what he does every night, I think he fits in very well with the Suns.
Okay, so the matchup tonight is against the Memphis Grizzlies, the big talk around town, well, at least on this world-class radio show. Will he or won't he? Jalen Green, what can you tell us?
Yeah, I still we got questionable. Like I've said, I've told you guys that this new organization that we have is more forthcoming with us. They're still waiting to see. I think it's one of those situations. They had shoot around today and they evaluated them there. Usually not much comes out of shoot around, but I think he'll go through his pregame warm up, and there is a possibility. I mean, we've seen him work out. He was on the road trip. We've seen him work out. We know he's progressing very quickly. So if it's not tonight, I'd be surprised if it wasn't on this homestand that we didn't see him if it's not tonight.
So if he's on the court tonight or going against Utah, so you got him on the court, Book on the court, and then you got reference to the rest of the guys on the court. Are there enough, Dylan Brooks, are there enough basketballs on the court, enough shots out there for all three of those individuals?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. When you have that much talent on the floor, you figure it out. And it's it's matchups, it's game situations, it's early offense. You get your shots in early offense. You'll get your shots in whichever one of those three are in matchups if someone switches. So yeah, there's plenty of shots. I mean, there are a lot more teams out there that have to deal with players that need shots than the Phoenix Suns and the three guys that you just mentioned.
All right, so it's the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. Zach Edey, I believe, is still out of the lineup, so you don't have to deal with that 7'2" monster. However, John Morant is playing some pretty good basketball. How do you break this game down for us tonight?
Well, yeah, the first thing you have to do with Ja, you have to get back in transition because he loves to really score early on you. And corral him with two or three players. You can't get lost, not seeing the man with the ball and just have your bodies in those lanes. Don't give him, if it's a one-on-one, he's going to win that battle and he's going to get to the free throw line because he's one of those guys that hunts for contact and gets the calls from the officials. So it's definitely a team transition game from the Suns from the opening tip. They can't get down 20 again. That's been a very frustrating, disappointing scenario. The good news is, the bad news is they're playing terrible defense in certain aspects of the game, but then they're making it up and getting back into these games. So I know they can do it. It's just that they have to be ready, and there has to be an urgency to do it from the jump ball situation. So I think that'll be handled on this homestand of 3 games, starting with the game tonight against Memphis. So, yeah, John Morant is a handful. You have to play him. Your team defense has to be really solid. And then, it's one of those things. If he gets to that point, and this is where Dylan Brooks is really good at just using his body, keeping his hands up. If you reach in against John Morant, you're going to get called for a foul. He uses that ball too much, and he hunts for contact. So body him up, make sure the officials see your hands, and if he gets by you, hey, concede the layup. Don't give them all these, N1 situations. I know it's harder said than done. I've been there before where I've been the guy fouling the heck out of somebody. But in today's day and age, try to limit those 3-point opportunities when he's going to the basket.
Tim, you look at the on average for both of these teams in the preview. Grizzlies average about 122 points a game. The Suns about 116. Rebounds about the same, and assists are about the same. So coming down to the wire, what will be the tall tale factor if the Suns are going to win this game? You kind of talked about Ja Morant, but overall team-wise, what will they have to do to finally close the deal with this 1-3 record?
Yeah, one of the things that they have to do now, Utah's probably a bad example because they are so long, but they've got to do a better job rebounding the ball on the defensive end because they got plenty of stops against the Utah Jazz. It was a second chance points. They had, I think it was 25 offensive rebounds for 38 points. There's the game in a nutshell right there. So, when you had, John Morant goes to the offensive glass very well. You got Jermaine Jackson Jr., who's a very good offensive rebound. So when you get those stops, finish the possession by getting the defensive rebound. So right there, you take away points for the other team, and then you have an opportunity to get more possessions in the game, go down and score yourself. You go back to that Utah game, I say 25 offensive rebounds. You take one away, and you had an opportunity to win the game because you got that stop in overtime, and Kessler, Walter Kessler runs down that offensive rebound with 20 seconds to go, and then the game's over. So, there's a perfect example of do the little things, rebound the basketball, take care of the ball. Don't come up with empty possessions where you're turning it over and you're giving the other team those scenarios.
And speaking of turnovers, Devin Booker until the last game, the Utah game, had 18 turnovers. Was that almost you look at that 6 per, but he only had 2 in the last game with the 10 assists. Was it a concerted effort to keep the ball out of his hands and just have him pass, or did he was just more cautious with the ball? Why the quick turnaround aside with the 34 points plus the 10 assists?
Yeah, well, Devin gets it. He understands that he's still getting double teamed frequently, often, especially on high pick and rolls. So the whole idea right there is, get rid of the ball before the double team comes, or understand when you're in the double team, be stronger with it. Don't throw lazy, loose, lobby passes, trying to go from one side to the other. Short, crisp passes work against double teams, and that's where he was better with the 10 assists.
Always good, Pat, when we catch up with you. Enjoy the game tonight, Timmy. We'll be listening.
Yeah, looking for a solid homestand. They need to get on the right side of this.
Thank you, pal. I agree with you 100%.
Talk to you guys soon.
You got it. And that brings us then to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day, and it is about the Suns. When do you think that you will know what type of team the Suns are? And you have 4 options. 1, by Thanksgiving, 2, by Christmas, 3, Valentine's Day, 4, Easter. Just go online, or on X, I should say, Roc and Manuch, and cast your vote. Manuch, you opted for what again?
I said right around Christmas time.
Okay.
Yeah, I went with the Christmas time because I think at that point, you've had a good, solid 2 months of this team playing together. Hopefully everybody's healthy. The young guys have been incorporated. The new guys have been incorporated. Jordan Ott's game plan's been incorporated. Devin Booker's been incorporated with the new guys to all the above. I think at that point, if not, you'll have a pretty good idea who this Suns team is or who this Suns team isn't. I just think that's at that point in time, this is who we are because the trade deadline is what in, I want to say February or January, February. I forget what. At that point, you're going to go, do we continue to stay with the young guys, continue to stay with this group of guys and develop and build, and hopefully they're right around 500 or just below or somewhere in there that you can build off of that going into the second half of the season.
Hey, if you want to incorporate with us, here's all you have to do.
Nice.
Well, thank you. That's why they pay me the big dollars. Here's where we're going to be on Monday. Of course, it's our Monday Night Football home. It is Biggs American Bar and Grill, P83 District at 83rd Avenue, or 83rd, I should say, and Bell. We are there with a radio show from 1 to 4, and then we're hanging out for the Cardinals and the Cowboys. Once again, come on by, hang out with us. 20 fans will roll the jumbo dice in an attempt to win $10,000. That's $10K. You have a chance to win. We'll see you this coming Monday at Big's American Bar and Grill in Peoria. All right, coming up, everybody, a little on this day and some football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
At Crest Insurance, we believe great insurance starts with great relationships. For years, we've been protecting businesses, families, and futures with the care and expertise you deserve. Our team knows what it takes to provide personalized solutions for your needs. We're here to make insurance simple, reliable, and stress-free. Visit crestins.com to see how we can protect what matters most to you.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rowe is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Before you fly, take a trip to your local MVD office or authorized third-party provider with your required documents and get the new AZ Travel ID with the Gold Star for your new driver's license or ID. Starting May 2025, this new AZ Travel ID gets you through TSA security checkpoints. It's quick and easy. Think of it as your license to fly. Learn how to get your new ID at aztravelid.com. Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota On This Day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
Everybody, welcome back in. We roll all the way till 4 o'clock. I've been waiting for this one because this brings back memories for me. It's O.J. Simpson. I will just say O.J. Look, I get it. I know what happened later in life, but Manuch, you will agree, he was the stud with the story you're going to talk about.
Yeah, going back on this date, October 29, 1973, the Juice playing for the Bills had 39 rushing attempts for 157 yards. 39 rushing attempts. Last time you saw that, well, October 29, 1973.
Makes sense to me.
In a win over the Chiefs, setting a then NFL single-game record for carries and pushing his season toward the first sub-2,000-yard rushing year in league history. By the way, he was already well on his way to a record-setting season, which would finish at 2,003 yards in just 14 games.
That's it.
A lot of folks fail to remember that. 14 games before they got to 16 and now 17. It is still the highest yards per game average in a season, which was 143 games.
143, yeah.
143 yards per game in NFL history.
Yeah.
Imagine
Still
that.
is.
That's a career day nowadays for a running back to have 143 yards in one game. Yeah. Folks, he averaged that in that season of 1973, averaged 143 yards per game as far as rushing that football. Nobody could stop the juice. There you go, a little bit about on this day, Jimmy.
Man, that was awesome. I know, look, I get it, and what a dirtbag he turned out to be, but prior to any of that, he was the star of the NFL. As far as running backs were concerned, there was nobody better than him during that time. Absolutely none. All right, Manuch. Next segment presented by Twin Peaks. Don't forget, we'll be at the Glendale Twin Peaks. Each drink scenic views. It is our world-famous football at 50.
All right, the guy got paid. That's right, Aiden Hutchinson. He got paid, signed a 4-year, $180 million extension that includes $141 million guaranteed. Now, Mike McCartney, great guy. I know Mike. Told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Wednesday this morning, Hutchinson's $45 million annual salary trails only Green Bay Packers Micah Parsons at $46.5 million. Imagine that. Among non-quarterbacks in the NFL, those two are the highest being paid, $141 million guaranteed. And I will say this, Aiden Hutchinson, one of the top in the National Football League. He and Micah Parsons, probably the two best defensive players in the National Football League, and getting paid quite handsomely.
They are, and they're both producing at an extremely high level. Just ask Cardinal fans what Micah did to the Cardinals.
All right, so this is the Broncos tight end room is kind of thin.
Okay.
Well, guess who they signed? Why wouldn't you sign 20-year vet, 41-year-old Mercedes Lewis to the practice squad? Lewis, who was a Jacksonville Jaguars first-round pick in 2006. That's right, going back to 2006.
Incredible.
Is now for this 20th NFL season. Stop and think about that. In the last couple of years, he played pretty good.
Yeah.
He played fairly well.
Yeah, he did.
But the Broncos a little thin, so he goes to the practice squad in his 20th season.
Well, they get him up to speed, and you know he's going to be elevated to the club in a week or two. Because they need a good tight end.
The Patriots have traded away 2 former defensive starters. That was last night, sending defensive end Keon White to the 49ers and safety Kyle Duggar to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Pats acquired a 2026 6th-round pick from the Niners in exchange for White and a 2026 7th-round pick. Also, when you look at Duggar, they acquired a 2026 7th-round pick as he's traded to the Steelers. The Patriots will help with Duggar's contract, though, which amounted to about $9.7 million, according to the sources. We mentioned this yesterday. Tyler Shuck is going to be the new starting quarterback against the L.A. Rams in L.A., taking over for Spencer Rattler. Sent a couple texts to Tyler, hey, wish you the best of luck. He's ready to go. He feels it. He's ready to go. He knows the offense. Now it's just a matter of playing. And like any young quarterback, it's all about playing. Tom Brady, well, here's his power rankings as of today. Okay. I'll go from 10 to number 1.
All right.
Number 10, Buffalo Bills. Number 9, the Denver Broncos. Number 8, the Patriots. If you'd have said the Patriots are in the top 10 power ranking this time of year, I'd have said, I don't think that would happen with Vrabel's first year. But it is.
It is.
Then there's the Eagles at number 7. Believe it or not, at 5-3, the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's your top 5 that Tom Brady has. The Rams at 5-2. Tampa Bay at 6-2. Number 3, the Green Bay Packers at 5-1-1. Number 2, the Lions at 5-2. And yes, the Indianapolis Colts at 7-1. It pained him to say the Indianapolis Colts are his number 1 power ranking. And I will say this, Jimmy B, if I look at those top 5, I'd say the top 6, you say the top 10. At any particular time, at the end of the season, I feel any one of those individuals, maybe teams, I should say, maybe aside from the Patriots, and maybe the Broncos, have a chance to win, go all the way.
That's fair.
I mean, that's parity in itself. When you look at that top 10 that Tom Brady's come out with, I mean, that is what the owners wanted like 15, 20 years ago. They've got it straightened away. And I think the other thing that helps a lot is the trade deadline next week. believe it's November 4th, is a trade deadline that can help a team in season. So they adjusted that. They adjusted the free agency, and it's all about the guaranteed money and moving that money around so you could go make the trades in the offseason, get the free agents in the offseason in order to look at those top 10 teams, aside from the Patriots, just not quite a believer yet.
Right.
And the Broncos,
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
Yeah.
But I would say 8 of the 10 have a good shot at going all the way.
Here's the interesting aspect of that. Kansas City at Buffalo this coming weekend. By the way, the Chiefs announced no Isaiah Pacheco at running back. He is out with an injury. But it'll be a fun game to watch with the Bills and the Chiefs, especially Manuch, the way the Chiefs are playing right now.
Once again, it's all about, I feel, the Bills and the Chiefs. I remember last year during the regular season, the Bills beat the Chiefs in Buffalo.
They did.
But who did the Chiefs beat to go to the Super Bowl? That arch rival, that nemesis, the Buffalo Bills. The Bills just can't get over the hump.
Not when it's playoff time.
There's our football 50, Jimmy.
I loved every moment of it. You know I did. Hey, coming up, we are going to head to Los Angeles. It is Game 5 of the World Series, and we're going to catch up with former Dodger and World Series champion. That, of course, the one, the only, Jerry Hairston Jr. We'll also have our campus Quickies coming up and our big-time player of the week. It is hour number 2 that's on the way. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hey, Arizona sports listeners, it's Wayne from AMCO. It's October. Say goodbye to the heat and hello, cooler weather. That means it's National Car Care Month, and there's no better time to make sure your car's ready for the fall. The fall is so busy, we no sooner shut our cars off and then, oops, we're gone again. So I know we all want to take care of our cars, but we never seem to find the time until it breaks. There's a couple of quick and easy things we need to do to keep our cars ready. Checking the brakes, battery, and tires is a start. And let's not forget about the fluids. A simple oil change and topping off your coolant can save you major headaches later on. If you're hearing strange noises, see dash lights, or just need a tune-up, now's the time to act. Please don't wait until your car leaves you stranded to come see us. We know that getting car repairs can be confusing, but where to go when you need them isn't. That's us at AMCO. Remember, transmission repair is our specialty, but we do all repairs too. And we take the hassle out of getting your car repaired. So Google AMCO for your nearest location. That's AMCO, AAMCO, transmissions, and a whole lot more.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
All month long, celebrate National Dessert Month with sweet endings like our Cinnamon Toast Crunch, cheesecake topped with rum chata sauce, or the Twin Peaks Sundae with vanilla ice cream and a warm Ghirardelli brownie. Pair it with a Screwball peanut butter whiskey for the ultimate game day finish.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000. Mondays, Biggs, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there. Join.
Los Angeles. Freeman sends a fly ball to center field. Marshall's going back. Before the catch starts It's a repeat hero with the last word in a Game 3 classic.
18 innings long. Freddie Freeman with the walk-off home run. And then last night, it was Vlad Guerrero who got the bats going for the Blue Jays early with his home run. It was a 2-run jack, and it was the Jays going on to win. The series is now even at 2 games each, and we have a series of 3 games, and that's it. We're headed to L.A. right now. Jerry Hairston Jr., L.A. Dodgers pre- and post-game show host on Sports Spectrum L.A. You can find him on X at The Real J Hair. The Real J Hair. All right, so break down then. We thought, Manuch and I both thought Ohtani pitched really well, and it just, he gave up the one hanging ball in the zone, and Guerrero took him out. Was there, in your estimation, more issues with Ohtani on the mound due to the late night, or was that nothing? It didn't mean anything.
I thought he pitched extremely well. I mean, when you give us 6 innings, and at that point it was a 2-1 ball game. So we only gave up 2 runs at that point. From the offense standpoint, we didn't provide him any runs, no run support. And we ran him back out there in the 7th inning because, obviously our bullpen was taxed because of that 18-inning game. And I thought he just ran out of gas. Mm-hmm. Pitched 6 innings up until that point, gave us a chance to win. Unfortunately, that 7th inning, he ran into traffic. The bullpen came in, unable to hold them at bay. They scored a couple runs, and really at that point, the Blue Jays were off to the races. But really the story right now is the Dodgers' lack of offense. Mm-hmm. They got to be able to score runs. They haven't been able to do so. Outside of Ohtani, this Dodger offense is hitting 194. 194 in this World Series. So it's tough sledding to try to win a World Series hitting below 200. So hopefully the Dodger offense wakes up because, like you mentioned, it is a 3-game series now.
Jerry, watching the at-bats, maybe in the extra innings on Monday night into the at-bats by the Dodgers, it seems though a lot of guys striking outside the zone, not as disciplined at-bats as maybe watching the Blue Jays last night. I just want to get your thoughts on that as far as maybe anxiousness is creeping in, or like in those extra innings, everybody was trying to go yard in those extra innings.
Yeah, I think everybody's trying a little bit too hard. Now, listen, this is a World Series. You're going to try.
Sure.
You're going to try to make something happen. But it's a fine line, especially hitting in the big leagues at this level. You got to make sure that you go up there, get a good hit. And sometimes you got to take what the pitcher gives you. Sometimes it's not going to give you something to drive. So you got to make sure you work the count. And then when you get something to go the other way, hit it the other way. Get on base. I think usually, especially playing in the postseason, playing in the World Series, it's those rallies. That's how you win ball games. Very rarely it's that one home run. And yes, we got that walk-off home run, but it was in the 18th inning. You got to be able to manufacture runs in the postseason. And right now, the Blue Jays are doing it a little bit better than the Dodgers. I'm hoping the Dodgers flip the script starting tonight.
And on top of that, to your point, they just seem to make hard contact, just put the ball in play where you're not seeing the Dodgers put that ball in play. So with those adjustments, you've seen this team now. So all tied up after 4 games. What would be your main focus, or what should be the main focus for the Dodgers if they're going to win this best 2 out of 3?
I think you can't chase. I know it's easier said than done. You got to be able to swing at strikes. Chasing out of the zone, that breaking ball has been a key for the Blue Jay pitchers against the Dodgers. They've really utilized that breaking ball. So you got to make sure if you're going to get that breaking ball, it better be in the strike zone. If not, take your walk. It's okay to walk. It's okay to walk and pass the baton. When the Dodgers are at their best, they're working the count, taking their walks, and trusting the next guy behind them. And hopefully, I know they got together, today collectively. Hopefully they use that type of game plan and really implement it on the field tonight.
Jerry Hairston Jr. is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. We're talking World Series baseball, Game 5 tonight. All right, Jerry, in your best analytic value, break down the 2 starting pitchers tonight for us and what you expect to see.
I just talked about Dodgers chasing, right?
Yes.
Savage, I know he's a young starter. He's had more postseason starts than he's had regular season start in his young major league career. That's his thing. That's his MO. He's going to try to get you to chase out of the zone, whether it's that split finger or that breaking ball. The biggest key for the Dodgers, if you lay off those pitches, you should be ahead of the count, meaning sitting 2-1, 3-1, a lot of at-bats, and maybe getting some walks and put him in the stretch and put pressure on him with runners on base. That is the key for the Dodgers, laying off those breaking balls in the dirt or that split in the dirt. The key for the Blue Jays facing Snell, we know Snell is a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, great breaking ball, outstanding changeup, as well as a 97, 98-mile-an-hour fastball. His key is making sure he lands all 3 pitches. When he's landing all 3 different pitches at any time, that really puts the offense, like the Blue Jays, at bay. So key, hitting your spots, pitching, and for the hitters, they got to be able to hit strikes and not chase out of the zone.
Jerry, what was the issue with Snell in the last outing that they jumped all over him?
I think he was a hair off.
Okay.
Didn't have his put away pitches, those changeups, like I mentioned, the breaking ball, they weren't having that sharp bite to it. And when you don't have that bite on the breaking ball, and if that changeup is up in the zone instead of down in the zone, that's when you get hit a little bit, and that's what happened to Blake Snell.
We talked about the bullpen. Will Klein, he will go down in infamy forever. 4 innings coming out of the bullpen. Just what a phenomenal story, Jerry. This young man gets added on to the World Series team at the very end. But can you talk about this young man, who he is? He's bounced around, but he was lights out to go 4 innings. What do you have, 63 pitches or so?
I think it was 70.
Might be, yeah.
I think it was over 70. For him to listen, if you're an athlete, whether baseball, golf, football, basketball, stay ready. When you constantly are preparing yourself, staying ready, you'll never know when your opportunity presents itself. So Will Klein has busted his butt, worked extremely hard. He was in Arizona at our spring training complex a month ago, just staying ready. Because of injuries, we needed him to be a part of our roster. And then before you know it, he's reaching 4 innings in the World Series. But he was prepared for that moment. So outstanding job with him, his preparation. And then once he got that opportunity, he took advantage of it.
Sure.
He said, hey, I've worked extremely hard all my life. I'm going to enjoy the moment, and I'm going to seize the moment. And he took the fight to them, and he was really the MVP of that game, that 18-inning game, and he deserves all the praise.
Yeah, you're correct, Jerry. 72 pitches, 49 strikes, and there's moments that kind of makes you smile in very serious World Series. When that young man that brought out the mud stick to get out of his cleats, that being Will Klein, and Klein had him do it, and then Klein patted him on the head and smiled at him. It just kind of went, that's magic when you look at World Series like that.
It's Brandon. He's one of our bat boys here with the Dodgers. Brandon is a great dude. I would talk to him yesterday. I go, brother, you're going to get your 3 hours of fame now. Everybody knows who you are. Yeah. It was kind of like that old school Roy Hobbs, the natural moment.
Yeah.
When, pick me out a winner, Bobby.
Yes.
It had that feel to it, when he had, because obviously it was wet conditions at that point with the dew in the air. And it was a special moment. Listen, I love every sport. I love golf, basketball, football. But there's nothing better than postseason baseball, man. There's no clock, meaning you got to throw the ball to the plate and get out. So if you don't get out, the game can last forever. And it's just so special, and I just love postseason baseball.
Jerry, one of the things that I'm a big proponent of, and now it's been realized, is the pitch clock. And for me, as a baseball fan, it's been a lifesaver. I mean, I was so tired of games going 3.5 to 4.5 hours, and now you can sit down and you know that pitcher is going to get the ball back from the catcher. He's going to get his sign, and he's going to wind up and deliver. And the pace of the game is so much better than what it used to be.
And Jerry, let me add, with Will Klein pitching, it was like watching the air raid pitcher. Get the ball off within 15 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I love about it? Everybody talks about the pitcher and the hitter. You know what's great about the pitch clock? It helps the defense.
Sure.
Imagine being out there, guys. I've been out there in center field and right field when the pitcher's taking forever to throw the ball. We're like in the outfield, bro. Throw the ball. In the infield, throw the ball. Let's go. So I think it has helped these infielders and the outfielders be ready. Mm-hmm. And I really think it's helped defenders become better defenders because you're always on your toes because you know there's going to be action between 15 and 20 seconds.
It's the best. It really is one of the greatest things that they ever came up with, and I'm glad that it has been instituted. Okay, so now with the game at 5 o'clock, let's see, it's 2:10. Is traffic already backed up all over Los Angeles trying to get to Chavez Rabin? One way in, one way out.
Well, guys, I got here around 12:30-ish, so I got here a little early to avoid a little bit of the traffic. Yes, but there is a ton of traffic. We know about the L.A. traffic. You don't even need a World Series game to have traffic in L.A., but certainly there'll be a lot of traffic heading into Dodger Stadium. This place should be rocking. Listen, I can't stress enough. If you're a Dodger fan, Dodgers have to win tonight.
Yes.
It is a must-win for the Dodgers. Yep.
Well, and you got the great weather, too. We 90-ish here, 85 to 88 degrees there. You've got the kind of the
no, it's hotter.
Yeah.
It's hotter.
It is? Is it hotter?
Oh, man.
Wow.
You got the Santa Anas coming through there, Jerry? Is that what you got?
I was just out there. I did a hit for MLB Network, and I had a jacket on. I should have took my jacket off. It felt 105 on the field.
Wow. That's different.
We truly appreciate you taking the time on game day. And I said Dodgers at 6. I know you said Dodgers at 6, but I think you're right. They have to win this game in order to go back to Toronto and hold up.
Absolutely. And I'm sticking with it. Dodgers in 6.
Fair enough, pal. Go do your job,
Thank you, Jerry.
We love having you on, Jerry. Thank you for your time.
Anytime, guys.
There you go. Great. That's just great. Jerry Hairston Jr. It's 94 degrees.
How about
there.
that? Yeah, they were talking about that the other day, and I know that we're like 10 degrees out of season, but I felt that we've always been like 90 or 95 until like mid-November.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be like 90-ish here, so 92 to 93. But by the time they go first pitch,
right,
5 o'clock tonight. But the one thing we talked about the other day that he said as that game got longer, it got more damp.
Yes.
And the dew started to come in, and some of those balls that we thought were out, that heaviness in the air kept a lot of those balls from going out. So, again, I agree. Swinging at a lot of bad pitches. You notice that last night, these Dodgers were swinging way out of
They were
the zone.
chasing. He
Guys,
was right. Yep.
just be patient.
Yep.
Take your pitch, put the bat on the ball.
Jerry Hairston Jr. presented today by Taroko Sports, the ultimate sports and entertainment destination. Swing, grub, play at Taroko. That's right. All you have to do is step in to a pro-grade batting cages, unleash your arm on the pitching mound, or test your skills at the high-track swing suite. Challenge your friends with arcade games, mini bowling, and electric darts. Then refuel with great food, drinks, and snacks. Now, whether you're training like the pros or just looking for nonstop fun, Taroko Sports is where the action never stops. It's Taroko Sports. Grub, swing, and score. Visit TarokoSports.com today for more information. Once again, that is TarokoSports.com. All right, the Suns trying to get back on track. They will entertain the Memphis Grizzlies. Tonight, we're going to come back and dive into tonight's game. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rowe is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Chronic pain doesn't have to control your life. Whether it's back pain, arthritis, or an old injury, you don't have to live in discomfort. Physical therapy can help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence without relying on painkillers or invasive procedures. Through personalized treatments, a physical therapist can target the root causes of pain, improving posture, flexibility, and muscle function. It's time to take control of your health with physical therapy. Visit aptaaz.org and find a physical therapist near you.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
Just talked about it, just our competitive fight down to the full 48, and then into overtime. But, yeah, the group's resilient, competitive, high character, tough. That's who we are, scrappy. Yeah, again, showed it again.
That's Jordan Ott. That is the head coach of the Phoenix Suns. After the loss in overtime to the Utah Jazz, scrappy is a good word. That's pretty much what this team is. They're going to get tested again tonight with the Memphis Grizzlies. As I mentioned before, no Zach Edey, the 7'2" monster center. He's still out with an injury. However, Manuch, Ja Morant is healthy, and he will be on the court tonight.
Boy, he's special, isn't he?
He is a special
That
player.
young man is he can get it up and down the court. Even defensively, he's really improved. But I think when you hear Jordan Ott, head coach of the Suns, talk about this team's going to have to hustle. They're going to have to be scrappy. They were down by 20. They got back into the game.
Right.
Had a chance to win that game. They didn't. I think of the Sacramento Kings game where they were down. They got back into the game. They won that game.
They did.
And, besides the Clippers game, a couple of teams that they've been somewhat blown out, I think you're going to see that early on unless you have all hands on deck. Now, hopefully, Jalen Green plays tonight or at some time during this 3-game homestand. I think then they can start to incorporate all of the healthy players. Mark Williams, knock on wood, stays healthy. Then you really can settle into your rotation, settle into your starting 5. At that point in time, I think that, you've got all the pieces to the puzzle if you're Jordan Ott. You're not going, well, he's out for another 2 or 3 games. Let me do this. I've got to be careful with him because of his injuries, i.e. Mark Williams. Is Book getting enough shots? Is Brooks getting enough shots? Do I put Gillespie in now? Do I keep Grayson Allen in there? So I even think for Jordan Ott and his staff, I think until everybody's healthy and you've got your established rotation, there's going to be some movement that you're just going to have to call. I call it growing pains.
I'm going to say this. They do not have an established rotation. It may take them another month before they do, because when Jalen Green gets back, and there are rumors that he might make a guest appearance in tonight's game, this is going to take a while. I said this on the show the other day, and I'll say it again today, is that when Book is on the court, somebody else has got to handle the basketball and not put him into situations where he has to be the primary setup guy and not be the guy who is always looking to pass first and shoot second. And that's why I believe that Colin Gillespie is so important to the way that the offense runs fluid throughout an entire game. So you talk about those bench players. Here's the coach again, Jordan Ott, on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, at times, we had multiple of those guys in there at the same time. Even Isaiah, it's the long road back for Isaiah again. He came out and spills it. 21 minutes for him. Collins gasping. We're trying to give him just a spot there in the fourth, in and out. Made big shots in that stretch down the fourth. And then I thought Nick's minutes, especially in that first half, were awesome. And again, our center depth, we're going to have to continue to figure it out, but we have depth. And Nick was great, especially in that first stint.
You hear him saying, figure it out. I think what you just said there, Jimmy, is yeah. With everybody healthy, but I think with everybody healthy, it'll be easier for him to figure out the rotation. You talked about Gillespie and Williams. They both played. Gillespie 32 minutes, Williams 31 minutes. My question for you, Mr. Basketball, is you got Iguodaro and Dunn. You got the 2 second-year guys playing.
Yeah.
Only 9 points between both of them. Only 9 points. Now, you sit there, okay, well, they only got 9 points. How many rebounds between both of them? 3.
That's it.
Is there a reason why the young guys are playing early? Is it an early on thing until Jalen Green gets back, until they feel comfortable, until Mark Williams can handle night in and night out? I don't know. That's like the second game in a row. I know that they're more defensive focused, but you only scored 9 points out of 2 individuals. That's what jumped off the page for me, even though I had a chance to win this game in overtime.
If they do not have injuries in the power forward or center position, I think Oso Iguodoro's minutes diminish. Ryan Dunn needs to be on the court because of what you just mentioned, his defensive skills. He does have the ability to make shots. Check that if you've got that up there. How many shots did Dunn take? Do you happen to see that?
Dunn was 3 out of 4.
Okay, yeah, so when he took the shot, he scored.
Sure. And a lot of those were around the basket.
Yeah, well, that's fine. That's his game. He's a slasher to the basket. Can he drain the 3? Yes, but that's not as dependable. I would prefer him going to the basket hard with the basketball. Look, right now, the way that I see this team is Memphis tonight, since they don't have the big fella on the court in Zach Edey, you can use Dunn and Isidoro as guys who can get in and pick the tempo up on the court, because they do not have to defend a legit 7-2 center who can score on you with either hand and box you out and rebound effectively. He's not going to be able to play. So you try to take advantage then of your quickness. I would see Dunn on the court tonight more than I would see Iguodaro. Yeah, I think the other thing, too, was we had Tim Kempton on earlier, the Suns radio analyst, talk about the offensive rebounding, that you saw the Utah Jazz, 28 offensive rebounds, the Suns 18. And what the difference was in the Sacramento Kings game, first game of the year, was we saw a profound difference
in offensive rebounding with the Suns having that ilk more so than the opponent.
But remember, in that game, the Kings' best player, Domantas Sabonis, didn't play. And Sabonis is 13 boards, 22 points every night, and 8 or 9 assists. So that was a big difference in that game. In the Utah game, in which you're referring to, I think that, and I know that our State 48 question of the day is, when do you believe the Suns will figure it out? And you had listed all of the holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter, which is clever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
That's true.
That's right.
But I think it's going to take time. But if you do not have a solid idea of how to use your bench and use your people, most likely by Thanksgiving, and Manuch, you know this better than anybody. Season goes on, players get tweaked, they get hurt, they can't play. So then that changes your rotations all over again. You need to figure it out, and you need to figure it out within the next couple of weeks.
I would just hope that this would be a year that the Phoenix Suns would have a team that could stay healthy. So once you figure out the rotation, as you said, you can build on it, enhance it, tweak it, do whatever, and not have to take, what's the old say, if you take 5 steps forward, all of a sudden you got to take 10 back.
Mm-hmm.
You never establish any continuity or chemistry or the confidence on the court, because by the time Thanksgiving rolls around, you would hope, if everybody's healthy,
right,
everybody understands their roles, they got a good feel for each other, and on top of that, the veterans can help these young guys along.
All right, we want to remind everybody that we are back this coming Monday. It's the Cowboys hosting the Cardinals. We will be at Biggs American Bar and Grill. It's right in the P83 district, 83rd Avenue and Bell. The show goes from 1 to 4. And then during halftime of the game, 20 fans get a chance to roll the jumbo dice for cash. You heard me. A chance to win how much, Manuch?
$10,000.
You got it. That is 10 big ones this coming Monday night. It's the Cardinals against the Cowboys. Let's see, now that we'll be on a different time zone, it'll be a 6 o'clock kick. So a little later than 5. But we will be there once again. Lock it in with us Monday at Biggs in Peoria. All right, a quick timeout. And when we come back, we will indeed talk Devils, Cats, and Jacks. It is our Campus Quickies. It is on the way. But first, ESPN 620 SportsCenter update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 SportsCenter update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Toronto Blue Jays took Game 4 of the World Series 6-2, evening the series with the Dodgers at 2 games apiece. Game 5 is tonight at Dodger Stadium, a pivotal matchup with first pitch at 5 p.m. In the NBA, the Suns host the Memphis Grizzlies tonight at the Mortgage Matchup Center. Tip-off at 7 p.m. with pregame at 6 on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. In the NFL, Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is expected to play on Monday Night Football as Arizona heads to Dallas to take on the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. We will kick off this week's NFL action tomorrow night from Twin Peaks in Glendale as the Ravens play the Dolphins. Find specials at all 5 Valley locations. You can catch all the action at your local Twin Peaks Lodge. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and scenic views. Campus Quickies is coming up next.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Do you suffer from out-of-this-world electric bills? Do you have cosmic dust in your home? Call Alien Air Conditioning. Is your air conditioner making celestial noises? Is it just not keeping up? Call Alien Air Conditioning. Right now, there's $1,000 in utility rebates to reseal your ductwork and add insulation. Call Alien Air Conditioning. Mention this radio ad and you will get a heating checkup for $39.95. Call Alien Air Conditioning.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for our last Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU hits the road to face Iowa State Saturday, November 1st. Join us at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. And at halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans. Watch all the games at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
At a time when children are in crisis, the Kids Mental Health Foundation envisions a future where mental health is a vital part of growing up. And support starts with all of us. At home, at school, at practice, everywhere kids are. The Kids Mental Health Foundation is the leading organization promoting mental health for children in the U.S. and has free tools and information developed by experts.
Having those resources is the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
Check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Campus Quickies, your weekly quick look at the Sun Devils, Wildcats, Lumberjacks, and Lopes info, exclusively on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We roll all the way until 4 o'clock this afternoon. As we begin with our Campus Quickies, let's go to ASU.
3rd and 8 at the Houston 27-yard line.
ASU did a nice job of not substituting personnel, not letting Houston substitute people and run the clock off.
5.5 to go. Sims drops back, throws downfield, caught at the 10-yard line, caught and in for a touchdown. Shimon Mateer made the catch and went in for the touchdown, a 27-yard touchdown.
All right, that means that we are going to have Sims at quarterback. The guy who's going to break it all down for us is Hod Rabino of Devil's Digest. You can follow him on X at Devil's Digest. Hod, welcome as always. The word came out and everybody saw the video of Sam Levitt walking around in the walking boot. So it is going to be Sims again. He did throw that touchdown pass, but he has struggled when he has been on the field, particularly at Utah. Iowa State on the road, it's going to be a difficult game as well for both of these teams because Iowa State's all hurt. They got a MASH unit for a football team. So how do you see this shaping up then this Saturday?
Well, first of all, I don't think anybody in Tempe is shedding a tear for Iowa State if you talk about MASH units because ASU's injury list is so massive that when somebody asked Kenny Dillingham earlier after practice today, what's the injury report looking like, he said, it's too long to mention. Let's just wait until 7 p.m. tonight when it comes out. So that really tells you a lot. But in terms of Jeff Sims, look, I think it really starts and ends with the offensive line. And I think I talked about this in weeks prior. I just feel like this offensive line has not been consistent with this run blocking, has not been consistent with this pass blocking. And that's what really affected Sam Levitt to some extent. And I think it also affected Jeff Sims at Utah, for that matter. Obviously, in terms of the defense, I don't think ASU is facing a stout group like they faced the last 3 weeks against Utah, Texas Tech, and Houston. But nonetheless, the burden of proof is on Jeff Sims to finally win his first game as a starter at ASU.
And Hod, I think what I hear you saying that the Sun Devils have enough talent, injuries aside, with Sims and your receiving core and your rushing game to win this game on the road in Ames.
Yeah, I do think so. You talk about the receiving core at ASU, and look, there's a good chance that Jordan Tyson is going to miss this game as well. But the secondary for Iowa State is decimated. If you remember, there was a game earlier this year where Iowa State lost both of their starting corners. And obviously teams since then did exploit that, and they have their own issues, obviously, in run defense as well. So I'm not saying it's an impossible game for ASU to win. But, again, not to belabor the point, I think the offensive line really has to step up and really has to play better, especially when you have a reserve quarterback playing. And when you play on the road, you know this as well as me, Manuch, the running game is your best ally when you play on the road. And that offensive line can be more consistent with its effort in the trenches. That's really a necessity, not a luxury, for ASU to get back in the win column.
And as we heard, Shimon Mateer had the touchdown catch in the last game. I'd like to see McLean and Hamilton get off the schneid, get some home run balls going again with this offense.
Yeah, well, first of all, McLean, I mean, you really can't complain about the performance that he had last week. Everybody wanted him to step in because Jordan Tyson did not play, and McLean did exactly that. Was it too little, too late? Looking back, yes. I mean, I definitely can make a case for that. Hamilton was actually the one that was kind of quiet after he had a big game against Texas Tech. But to your point, ASU will definitely need both of those wide receivers to step up again. I think the weakness of Iowa State on defense is their secondary, and would be nice for ASU if both McLean, Hamilton, and other players for that matter could exploit that shortcoming.
Always good, pal, when you take time with us. Thank you, Hod, for great insight as always. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
That's Hod Rabino, everybody. Devil's Digest. You can follow him at Devil's Digest. All right, let's go to Tucson.
Showing blitz off the edge. Fafita throws a low dart. It's caught. Big play opportunity. This is going to be a touchdown. Trey Spivey. Touchdown, Arizona.
And that means that Glenn Howell is our guest, the halftime, the post-game show host. You can follow him on X at Glenn P. Howell. Glenn, welcome as always. So that was the last game that Arizona played. It was a loss to Houston. ASU got beat by Houston. Is there a common denominator? Is that Houston team, in your estimation, that good?
Yeah, I think the Houston team is good. They took advantage of some situations in our game, and we just couldn't complete the game. I thought we played really good for that game. We just got to be able to finish a game. We haven't been able to finish the last two games, BYU and also Houston. But you know what? That's how you get losses. But we had a week off. We got to shore up our run defense. I think they brought in Howie Long and freaking everybody, all the great players on the defensive line, because we need some help up there. We just got to fix that run. If we can fix the run, which Danny Gonzalez says that there's some things that we just didn't do as technique wise, and I hope it's that. I didn't see more of a technique. I thought just we missed tackles. That's a little bit of a technique, but we got to get better on the run. We stop the run, we'll be able to be competitive.
And I was just going to ask you, how do you scratch that itch during the bye week? And I think that you alluded to, Glenn, is just you got to get back to basic fundamentals. Let's take a couple steps back, just make sure we shore everything up, whether it's pass blocking, run blocking, tackling, catching the football, being accurate, being able to close. Was that the mantra per se these last 2 weeks?
Total mantra. That's what Coach Brennan said, that we got back to the basics. We broke everything down, but little by little, tackling, getting the right position, head on the right side, being able to wrap up, all those different things, being in the right position where you're supposed to be on plays that are called, and just, catching. I think the receivers has done a better job of catching the ball, and Noah's starting to connect better with our wide receivers, which is a good thing.
And Glenn, Utah just went into Colorado and just waxed them. I think they were up 43-0 at half, ended up winning 53-7. How do you ignore that score going into Colorado knowing that they're going to want to avenge that embarrassment of a loss?
Yeah, I think that's alarm bells for our guys. And I think Coach Brennan has really emphasized that to the guys. When a team gets their backside handed to them, they got to be able to, rebound. And this is Arizona's the rebound. So they better be ready for a dogfight, and just be ready, get in there and really be a physical game. And Coach Gonzalez is really emphasized that the physicality is going to win this game.
Hey, Glenn, going and playing, when you guys are where we are sea level wise, going up and playing at 5,000 feet, does that make a major impact in the game for Arizona or not?
I think when you get your butts kicked, that's when it's a big difference.
Okay.
I mean, otherwise, I don't think that really makes a difference for our guys. We played up there. I think it was 2 years ago. We did pretty well, and we traditionally have played pretty good there. And I think our guys are in great shape. We're pretty healthy right now, so I'm really excited about this game. And we just got to get this one underneath our belt.
Always good, pal, when you take time and come on the show. Thank you as always.
All right, guys, bear down.
There you go. That is Glenn Howell, everybody. You can follow him on X at Glenn P. Howell. Manuch, let me ask you that. Did you, working in Buffalo as a pro quarterback and then go play, say, Denver, did that impact the guys or not really that much?
It really does. As a matter of fact, the only way it impacts is the air's thinner, as you alluded to. That when you throw the ball, it's like if you're playing golf in high altitude.
Oh, yeah, I like
it goes about 10 yards further.
Yeah, I need all the help
than
I
you
can
were.
get.
And I noticed that, like throwing the deep routes, if we're throwing 40, 50 yards or a go route, the ball just explodes through the air. It's thinner air. Because I know that I could throw the ball 70 yards at sea level. I could throw it at 75 to 77 at altitude.
At altitude, okay.
But I had a guy, I remember we're playing the Denver Gold. And the Denver Gold in the USFL, I'm playing for the Arizona Wranglers, and I'm going to throw a deep post to my receiver. I drop back, and I pump off the safety. I've got him wide open. I lay this bad boy out there some touch. I missed him by 5 yards. I missed him by 5 yards. I mean, so if we played at altitude, you just had to be aware of it. If you're throwing the ball deep, you got to put a little more touch on him. And it was like, damn, I had him. So those are some of the things you have to adjust when you go to altitude.
I knew that you would have the answer to my question. All right, let's go to altitude right now.
Hubbard on the right shoulder. Snap. Pennington. Pocket clean. Steps up. Throws one over the middle. Caught by the tight end. Rolling into the end zone. Great Kramer. Touchdown. Lumberjacks.
All right, it is always fun when we bring in Mitch Strohman, longtime play-by-play voice for the Jacks. You can follow him on X at Mitch Strohman. Mitch, welcome as always, pal. Tell me a little bit about Ty Pennington. And you've seen him now for 2 years. How good, because I don't think people understand how good a QB this guy is.
It's a great question, Jimmy B. And Manuch, great to be on with you guys again here on Campus Quickies. How good is Ty Pennington? I think he's good enough, if the season goes the way we hope it does, these last 4 games, to be named the MVP of the Big Sky Conference.
Wow.
And that says a lot, because the quarterbacks that have been named MVP of the Big Sky in past years and even decades have gone on to very successful professional careers, either in the CFL or in the NFL. And I think that says an awful lot about how this guy has made the transition from Division II football to Division I football here in Flagstaff at NAU. He is a gamer, guys, and he's a winner, pure and simple.
And, Mitch, watching him last year to this year and now knowing this offense, he reacts. He's not thinking. He just reacts. And things are so much more smoothly. And I think that's a main reason why your offense, especially end of last year to this year, has picked up because this young man gets back there, he sees it and makes it happen.
Touchdown Lumberjacks, Manuch. I mean, that's the deep ball right in the bucket.
Yes.
You just threw it, and it was perfect. And that's what Coach Wright will say about him as well. It's not just that he can make the throws. It's not just that Ty Pennington can get out of the pocket, extend the play. It's not just that he can get the ball downfield with his legs and take those big hits when he takes those hits. It's his ability to read the defense pre-snap. Mm-hmm. See what is across the line of scrimmage, and then make the right call in real time. He has learned that. This is his 4th year with head coach Brian Wright. He had 2 years at Pittsburgh State, and now this is his 2nd year here, so this is his 4th year with this guy. The two of them have become extensions of each other, and that, Manuch and Jimmy B, is the sign of a quarterback that knows what the hell he's doing when he's on the field.
I'm with you.
And, and Mitch, it was nice to see you guys close the deal. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of emphasis, especially when you have this guy that can throw the ball all over the yard and only give up 8 points total in that second half, and to massage that lead with 10 points in that fourth quarter. Had to be a lot of emphasis with closing out the game during that bye week.
Oh, mamma mia. Oh, God, that's a spicy meatball.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you.
Some Parmesan on that, buddy.
Yeah, throw the Parmesan and the Asiago on that, grated fresh. It was perfect. That is exactly what they worked on during the bye week and closing the deal. And you're right. I mean, we went on the road coming out of the bye against an Idaho State team that Brian Wright kept saying, this is the best 2-win team that you'll see in FCS football, period. They throw the ball, they move the ball. We really controlled the tempo of the game in the second half, and it showed that, in a bye, if you can get that kind of change in the system a little bit to your team and then have that carry forward the rest of the season, you've got a chance to win a whole lot of ball games. Game 1 in the books, yes, big win, Idaho State. But now we got an even better team on Halloween night.
Yeah,
guys. I mean, I don't know about you, but trick or treats. Yeah. This is going to be spooky up here. A little late night, 7:30 p.m. kickoff on Friday night on ESPN 2 against the Idaho Vandals. The Vandals are a team that have been to the playoff quarterfinals 2 consecutive years. They are a tough running team, as opposed to a passing team that Idaho State was. This is a great test, national television audience, Halloween night. Get out the ghosts and goblins, the hobgoblins, the ghouls, the witches, the warlocks, because it's going to be a very, very... How many more Halloween metaphors can
I don't know,
you use?
man.
I don't know. You can just go trick or treat. I'm good with that.
I can't wait for this on Friday night against a really, really good Idaho Vandal football team.
Thank you, Mitch, as always, pal.
Good luck, bud.
Have a good call. We'll be watching since it's on ESPN 2. Thanks, man.
All right, guys. Happy Halloween and go Jack.
There you go. Mitch Strohman, everybody. You can find him on X at Mitch Strohman. Campus Quickies presented today by All City Towing. They are Arizona's largest towing company where your career can really take off. And why is that? Because they are hiring. Look, if you're looking for a new gig, they've got openings as dispatchers, drivers, and so much more. They pay very well. They have excellent benefits like a 401k match. They have steady work schedules. I'm just mentioning a couple. Here's all you have to do. Just go online and go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Coming up, it's our big-time player of the week. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Rock for WhiteToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on righttoyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at righttoyota.com.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net, personal, reliable, and supportive. We offer access to a national network of trusted carriers. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, we're here to help with a personal touch that's close to home. With Crest, you're not only protecting what matters most, but also helping to build stronger, more resilient communities. Crest Insurance. Service you can count on.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Living with a neurological condition can make everyday tasks feel overwhelming. Whether it's stroke, Parkinson's, or multiple sclerosis, you don't have to face it alone. Physical therapy helps people with neurological conditions regain strength, improve balance, and enhance mobility. With personalized therapy plans, a PT will focus on what you need to live life with confidence. Step by step, you can regain independence and reclaim your life. Visit aptaaz.org and find a physical therapist near you.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We roll all the way till 4 o'clock this afternoon, and guess what time it is? It is time for our Biggs Big Time Player of the Week. This was an easy one. Even I, who Manuch thinks very little of me to begin with, even
I don't give you that much credit.
Even I thought that this guy, Will Klein, should be the Biggs Big Time Player.
Oh, a breakout hero in the World Series, and you should be smiling, Will. This is real.
That's right, LA Dodgers reliever Will Klein, who was just added to the World Series roster at the very end, goes 4 innings. This is a reliever, folks. 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, through 72 pitches, of which 49 were strikes. As we talked to Jerry Hairston Jr. here at the top of the hour, he'd been in Glendale working the last month out there in reference to getting himself set to go just in case they needed it. So you've got Will Klein, our Biggs Big Time Player of the Week.
Oh, it's all presented, of course, by Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Hey, listen, we are live there Monday with the show from 1 to 4, and then we're going to hang out and watch the Cardinals and the Cowboys on Monday Night Football, and 20 people have a chance then to roll the jumbo dice at halftime and a chance to win $10,000. $10,000. National TV, Monday night. The Cowboys hosting the Cardinals. We will see you at Biggs in Peoria. All right, Manuch, let's do a little football at 50 here. And I want to begin with the proposed rule in Division I for college athletic departments saying that now they can bet on professional sports. However, the SEC commissioner, Greg Sankey, and we all know how powerful he is the wonderful wizard, Greg Sankey.
So he thinks.
He put pressure on this decision, and so now it's been delayed.
Yeah, it's interesting because the pressures, the NCAA is hitting the pause button. Now, what's that mean? Yes, the NCAA say, hey, look, let's just wait a second here. We're going to have college athletes and staff that can now bet on professional sports. Now, and I don't blame them. I mean, because it can lead to addiction. It could lead to your getting yourself in trouble, which we're finding out now. Terry Rozier, with him hinting out and some of his buddies putting out so that he's going to be sitting this out, sitting that out. He's got an $8 million IRS lien.
Yes.
$8 million IRS lien for a guy that makes $26 million a year. How could you get behind the 8 ball and have to go ahead and work a way to where you collect $8 million by giving privileged information or Damon Jones or whomever,
Chauncey Billups,
all the above, if you get yourself in trouble? And I think that the NCAA is doing everybody a service to say these young men or women, if they are going to be gambling and they're going to go ahead and do DraftKings or FanDuel, whatever it is, all of a sudden they get in trouble. And whoever gets wind of that and knows that they've got a game on Saturday or they've got a basketball game on March 25th, and you've got USC taking on their vaunted UCLA rival, that, hey, look, you owe us so much money. Maybe if you do this, this, and this, and we can credit you with the over, the under, or how about this? You're a prop bet. How about if you just, after about a quarter, you fake a
ankle injury,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I commend, this is hard for me to say, I commend the NCAA for hitting the pause button going, guys, do you really want to allow this? And I think, to your point, Greg Sankey had argued the change could threaten the integrity.
Yes.
And he even said, lead to addiction risks and other issues out there, or these athletes owing favors to the mob. And as we found out with the Chauncey Billups gambling situation, the mob, 4 crime families are definitely involved with gambling, betting, illegal, offshore, all the above. I really believe you're just opening a Pandora's box.
I'm with you 100%, and I'm just glad, and I'm not a fan of Greg Sankey, but I am glad that he spoke up here, and I commend him for that. And I also commend what you mentioned, the NCAA, for hitting the pause button.
Yes, they finally, every once in a while, like we said, a blind squirrel finds that nut. I think the NCAA is doing the right thing here.
All right, everybody, hour 3 coming up. We're going to have a conversation with Michael Bankston, former Cardinals defensive lineman, because they have the date Monday in Dallas against the Cowboys. We also have World Series talk as well, and the Suns are on the hard court tonight downtown at the arena. We've got it all for you in our final hour. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD2.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So my sandwich shop was opening in a week, and I needed signage.
A week is plenty of time to panic.
I went to Staples. They printed banners, posters, and flyers to promote my grand opening.
All in time for your grand closing.
Nope, I had it same day. I even got $125 off my order.
Hold the onions. For all your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. In-store and online, same day if ordered by 12 p.m. into 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks.
And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Well, the players are already out on the field going through their preliminary warm-ups. We got Game 5 of the World Series tonight. Also, the Suns have a home date this evening downtown as they will welcome in the Memphis Grizzlies. But here, we are going to begin with college football because Manuch has fallen off his chair. Because both of us looked at each other when we saw this story and our eyes lit up like, what the hell is going on? And here is the story. Because there is now a head football coaching position open at LSU, the governor of Louisiana has come out and stated that the athletic department and athletic director will not, and I repeat, will not hire the next football coach at LSU. It will be done with the governor and the board of directors for the university. Manuch, it's yours. Go for it.
I see some things, Jimmy, and I just shake my head. We just talked about, the gambling issues and things that could be in college sports where there's a chance for those college students and staff to bet on professional sports. And I think we're just opening up Pandora's box. But this one kind of took the cake. You brought this up at the beginning of the show. We were talking that Landry, as you're talking about the Board of Supervisors lead, said the LSU Board of Supervisors will assemble a selection committee to find a new coach. But Woodward won't be part of it as the governor is in the governor in any way in particular.
Amazing.
So you've got the governor, you got the Board of Supervisors that probably don't know a lot about football. They're big fans, right?
Yeah, they're fans.
Yeah, they're seeing that Ogeron was a hell of a coach and they won a national title, did they not?
They did.
Then they let him go. He had a bad year. Then they brought Brian Kelly in. Hey, this shining jewel at Notre Dame. He leaves Notre Dame. He comes into LSU, is not a fit whatsoever.
Right, I agree.
So they fire him. They're not worried about what is payout, $55 million.
Incredible.
By the way, Board of Supervisors, do you realize you're doling out about $125 in payouts?
$1 million.
Yeah, $120 million. Yeah, $1 million in reference to the last two coaches. But they want to make the choice.
Unbelievable.
That the athletic director is not going to be involved whatsoever, as you may not going to be the choice, that they've got this covered. So what are you going to do? You have your 5, 6, 7 coaches that might interview for the job.
Probably.
They're going in front of this board.
That's it.
I mean, this is some of the most ridiculous academia getting involved with sports, which they shouldn't. Now, I know they're going to sign off on the contract, which I have no problem paying anybody. But what are you going to do? How much more can you vet some of the potential choices at LSU to be head coaches that your athletic department, your AD, and people that know football, I mentioned that know football have a chance to bring in the right individual? This, it's getting out of hand. NIL's out of hand. The portal's out of hand. Thank God they got control of the portal. That'll have 10 days from January 2nd to January 12th.
Right.
To have the portal one time. So if you're an athletic director and you've got your staff, don't you pay them to make the hires? Don't you pay them to go ahead and make these kind of decisions? So now the Board of Supervisors wants to be involved with the head coaching decision at LSU.
Right.
Okay, did hell freeze over? Did I not get the memo?
The governor is in charge, along with the board, to hire the next football coach. It's one of the worst states in the country. The poverty level is astronomical. By the way, half the state, maybe even more, is on the SNAP food program. So it is unbelievable to me that a governor, can you imagine, Katie Hobbs coming on our show? Hey, we're going to dump Coach Dillingham, and I'm going to hire the next.
Hey,
come on!
Hey,
this is Looney Tunes.
Hey, Graham Rossini, athletic director at ASU. Just get out of the way.
Yeah. We don't need you.
So this is what happens when you have boosters and you have people that have the ear of the governor. This is where politics and the money that's being infused to that governor and for those Board of Supervisors, for this guy to go, hey, look, hey, Governor, I just kicked in $5 million. And Brian Kelly, who the hell hired this guy? He wasn't a fit from the get-go. Who brought him in? Why did they bring him in? And why is the buyout? Well, you approved the buyout, by the way, Board of Supervisors. But you see what I'm saying, Jimmy?
I get it.
There's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Oh, man.
That are spoiling the broth, that are spoiling college sports, that don't know a damn thing about. They might know a little bit about Lane Kiffin. They might know a little bit about Joe Brady, offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills.
I doubt that.
They might know a little bit about James Franklin, the former Penn State head coach.
Yeah.
They might know a little bit about John Sumrall, the head coach at Tulane. Or they might know a little bit about Marcus Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame. Those are kind of the odds on that they can read about. But do you want to have you had a chance to vet them? That's what you're paying that athletic director and his staff for. This thing is out of hand because, this is just my opinion, I think whoever those donors are at that school have gone directly to the governor and said, look, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
We haven't gone to a national championship since Ed Ogeron.
Right.
Oh, that's right. We fired him. Yeah. Okay.
Because he had a bad year and he lost the best player in college football that year, Joe Burrow, at quarterback.
And the other thing, too, is they haven't been to a prominent – well, they've been to the bowl games, but they haven't been a part of the championship, the playoffs in the last 5 years. If I'm the president of LSU, I go to the governor and said, look, I appreciate your interest, but we hire these guys to do their job. They're the athletic directors. We've got a staff. We feel that we bring the right people in. But that governor, is he going to trump the president of LSU? Said, look.
Yeah, he could.
And he probably could.
Yeah.
He probably could. This is just where the money is getting in the way of the sport. And it all started, and I'm telling you, Jimmy B, with the portal and NIL. And when we see something like this, This is ridiculous. And at this point, if you're the athletic director, it's kind of like, not that you would quit or resign, but if you get to the point where they're making every coaching hire or other decisions, there is a major problem with college football. We all know there's a major problem.
There is already, yes.
But this
is awful.
Would you say this one got me a little fired up?
Yes.
In reference to the people that have no business whatsoever getting involved with a coaching hire. Just contribute your money, stay on the sideline, and we'll do the best we can and win those championships.
But where is this emanating from? It's emanating from the South. The South and
big part of
in the SEC, where they still believe that the SEC trumps everybody. It doesn't anymore. There are teams. You haven't won any games. You haven't been to the championship game. Look at what happened when vaunted Tennessee rolled into Ohio State in the semifinal. They just murdered them on the field. Look, they are lost in space. The South has been like that for a long, long, long time, and they have money, and they believe that they should just be able to buy and get whoever they want. And now you have a governor who struggles mightily to maintain credibility within his own state, come out and say, it's going to be me and a board who will hire the new head football coach at LSU and the athletic director and the athletic staff. You're not involved.
You know, the other thing, too, is a couple I failed to mention, Colin Klein, who just whooped up on LSU, the offensive coordinator for Texas A&M.
Yeah, he is.
To whoop up on them in the second half in Death Valley is another one of those individuals, also Dabo Sweeney.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think, folks, that this is where it's the icing on the cake, whatever you want to say, that this has gone beyond when you've got a governor and the board of supervisors that have other things, and you just mentioned it, Jimmy B. They've got more issues in that state than so many states, and to worry about who the next coach at LSU is going to be.
It's incredible.
I mean, talk about lack of priorities.
Yeah.
Talk about issues that you have off the field. You talked about SNAP. You talked about their poverty.
Yes.
There's so many things in Louisiana that should be worried about as a board of supervisor and the governor. And I don't mean to get political here, folks, but this is ridiculous.
It is.
So why are you paying your athletic director that money for a job if you're going to usurp his authority?
He makes a couple mil a year, the AD does. It's frightening to me, Manuch, and I'm glad that you wanted to pontificate on this, because I find it absolutely incredible that we are even having this conversation.
Well, it just goes to show you that who the powers to be will trump the athletic directors.
Yeah.
Sounds like he probably has trumped the president too. And I can't imagine the president of LSU giving the blessing for the governor to come in here. And he may have pushed back on him or not. We don't know.
No, we don't.
But this has gone beyond in reference to, well, I'm going to use my authority, and damn it, we're going to get back to the playoffs come hell or high water. Okay, but you've got these other people that know sports, that know the coaches, and we've got it under control. So, again, it's just something that is it's out of control. We talked about the gambling, NIL. This thing is going down a rabbit hole or spiraling down a rabbit hole that's going to be very difficult to pull out.
Hey, this portion of the program powered by Alien Air Conditioning and Heating. Now, when your AC feels like it's from another planet, well, call the crew that's keeping space cool. At Alien Air Conditioning and Heating, we deliver out-of-this-world comfort with fast, honest service and no surprise pricing. Whether it's repairs, tune-ups, or a full system replacement, or you just want to make sure your heater's ready for the upcoming cold nights, Alien Air's trusted techs are ready to land at your doorstep. Visit alienairconditioning.com or call them at 602-824-9494. That's 602-824-9494. Alien Air Conditioning, keeping space cool. All right, when we come back, we're going to get into the Cardinals. They've got that matchup in Dallas on Monday Night Football. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
All month long, celebrate National Dessert Month with sweet endings like our Cinnamon Toast Crunch, cheesecake topped with rum chata sauce, or the Twin Peaks sundae with vanilla ice cream and a warm Ghirardelli brownie. Pair it with a Screwball peanut butter whiskey for the ultimate game day finish.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football. Pressure coming, Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Arizona children enter the foster system every day. If you're a parent, a coach, a teacher, or just someone who cares about young people, then you may be in a position to help. Becoming a foster parent not only creates a positive ripple effect in a child's life, it can improve our entire community. That's the foster effect. To learn more, go to azdcs.gov/foster effect. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Department of Child Safety.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Eli Winders. Just a reminder, if you're feeling low, you're not alone. Life can get tough and we all need a hand sometimes. Don't be afraid to talk to someone, even if it's just to get things off your chest. You have to take care of yourself so you can take care of business. Remember, there's no shame in asking for help. You've got people who care about you. Reach out if you need to and check in on those you care about too. We're all in this together. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
Three receivers right, one to the left. Cardinals trying to put those Packer fans back in their seats with a big play. Straight drop back for set. Deep ball, far side, going for Harrison. He's got it inside the 30-yard line and down to the 27.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight, man. I love myself some Joe Walsh. This is Funk 49. Great song. All right, we're going to do a little Cardinals for you right now because they are off the bye. They had a vacation. Now they are back. And they have a date Monday night, nationally televised game, of course, in Dallas against the Cowboys. So how does Coach Gannon take a look at the Cowboys?
Yeah, I mean, offensively, really good scheme, really good players. Defensively, you guys know I was with Flu. He'll figure it out. They've had some injuries. How they play on offense, they play a lot of possessions, but they're fast. They play physical. They can take the ball away. So we'll get their best shot. I know that.
Here's a team, that being the Dallas Cowboys, one of the, where they 31 points per game. They score a lot of points when they got their groove on, right?
When they're home.
Yeah. But also they give up 31.5 points.
Yeah.
So this is a team that has got to stay ahead of itself, right? So everybody says, the Cardinals should be able to score on this team. Now, the last time I looked, they've scored 27 and 23 points, that being the Cardinals' last couple of games. They can score, but Can you keep up with the Joneses, in this case, the Dak Prescotts, if he continues to get on a roll like he did in that Green Bay game? Just going back and forth, the tie of 40-40. And I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for this Arizona Cardinals team is keeping up with the Dallas Cowboys offense. I really do.
All right, let me stop you right there because we know what the situation is in the secondary for the Cardinals. They're going to play against C.D. Lamb and George Pickens, Manuch.
Pick your poison.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah, pick your poison. I mean, those guys are two outstanding athletes. Dak Prescott's having a very good year. Now, against the Broncos, they struggled a little bit.
They did, but it was a road game. They don't play well on the road.
So, getting back to Dallas in your own home confines, which you're alluding to, I think those are some of the things that you're going to have to be prepared to score. Now, if you feel you can blitz Dak Prescott, throw a lot of stunts at him, good luck, because you're mano-a-mano with those receivers you just talked about, versus Will Johnson, a rookie cornerback, and a banged-up secondary for this Arizona Cardinals team, aside from Budda Baker and Thompson, so Jalen Thompson. Other than that, you've got a lot of young guys, a lot of inexperience. Whether Wilson comes back or not is yet to be seen. So those are a lot of things. So you have to really rely on stopping the run game and putting the pressure or getting into the face of Dak Prescott. What Coach Knox used to say, our coach with Buffalo many, many years ago, you got to bloody his nose. You've got to get in his grill. Not that you got to punch him in the nose. You just got to bloody his nose, which, man, you got to hit him. When he does throw, hit him, know that you're there, and make him uncomfortable in that pocket.
Uncomfortable.
That's how you stop this Cowboys offense, because when they get on a roll, good luck and good bowling, because they're very tough to stop.
All right, here's more with the head coach, Jonathan Gannon. Remember, the Cardinals are coming off the bye week.
Rejuvenated and ready to go. They're ready to get on the grass, I think. I know. So it'll be good. They're ready to go. They know the challenge that's ahead.
Well,
challenge is mixing a win.
I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I was just going to say that. How many games in a row have you lost?
Well, they've lost 5 in a row.
Okay.
5 out of the last 7.
Yeah.
10 out of the last 14.
I knew you had that stat.
Sure, they've whether it's Murray or it's Jacoby Brissett, they've got to come out and stay steady for the full 4 quarters. And the thing is, we heard the Marvin Harrison touchdown, getting the ball down the field.
Right.
If there's anything that was a noticeable difference with Jacoby Brissett in the 2 games as a quarterback, was getting the ball down the field to your playmaker, i.e. Marvin Harrison Jr., also getting it down the field to Trey McBride, scoring in the red zone with your tight end. There's so many more things we saw with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Now, if Kyler starts, will we see the same things? I certainly hope so, because you're going to have to move the ball against the Dallas Cowboys. You're going to have to score inside the red zone. Field goals aren't going to get it against this Dallas Cowboys team.
Got to get 6, not 3.
You have to, because if this gets into a 35-33 game, okay, then you got a shot. Then maybe you have the ball at the very end of the game. You go down the field and get the game-winning field goal and keep that offense off the field. That's going to be very, very key for this Cardinals offense. And third down conversions, time of possession, by controlling the clock. But the problem is the Cardinals don't have a running game. The problem is the Cardinals have a tough time in pass protection. So the problem is the Cardinals having any kind of continuity and fluidity to keep the Dallas Cowboys offense off the field. They don't have that. I hope they can find it, but this offensive line has really struggled in these 5. I would say 3 out of the 5, they've really struggled to keep this any kind of running game whatsoever to control the clock.
All right, here's Coach one more time discussing Kyler Murray.
No, I think we're going to, we looked at a couple things that might help him out, but that he feels maybe a little more comfortable with some things that we've been doing, but he'll be his normal self when he gets out there.
All right, now you and I have had this discussion a lot, and that discussion is if you are a top-notch coach and you have an offensive system, but you have a quarterback who is gifted, yet would not be comfortable, say, in the system that you would like to run.
Let's just say in the pocket. Let's just say in the pocket.
Wouldn't you adjust your system to make it easier for that quarterback to be successful?
Okay, he said that on purpose so the Cowboys aren't going to be hoodwinked by Jonathan Gannon.
Okay.
That statement is so misleading to your point that they'll just, we'll just kind of have we been doing the last couple of weeks. No, because Kyler Murray cannot operate in the pocket as good as Jacoby Brissett did these last 2 games that he's had, okay? He just can't. So by him saying, hey, look, we'll just it was like, hey, nothing to see here. Kyler comes in, we just plug him in. We just put him in. We get his booster seat in the front seat. Hands at 10 and 2.
Hey, don't let him take my seat. That's my seat.
But that was nothing but coach speak. You're not going to throw the Cowboys off because they're not stupid, Jimmy B. They know they're going to roll him out. They know they're going to waggle him. That if he does in the pocket, they'll rush from the outside in to prevent Kyler Murray to getting to the outside because that's where he's the most vulnerable is on the outside. He can take advantage of either running or throwing the ball. But that was just nothing more than, hey, it's just pretty much, we'll do what we're going to do, and Kyler will be good with it. No, they're not going to do. Here all of a sudden, Drew Petzing's going, damn, I had this game plan going so well. Now we got to put Kyler back in the game? I got to go to game plan B and game plan C because the guy doesn't have success from the pocket. He'll try that, but I will assure you this Cowboys defense can expect more rollouts, more bootlegs, more waggles, getting Kyler to the outside, and understanding you may have to have a spy because if he steps up, and Kyler will probably take off more times, 9 times out of 10, than throwing the ball down the field.
But, Manuch, I don't mind it if he takes off because a lot of times he's going to pick up positive yardage.
Okay, he's in harm's way. If he gets hurt, I have any problem with that. I hope he doesn't because Jacoby Brissett will come in and do a good job. You don't want a guy that just came off a foot injury, out and about running here and there. Now, he'll be able to, but you got to remember, Kyler's got to be smart. If he's gets a nice big play, which he can, gets to the outside, he's got to get down or get out of bounds.
Get out of bounds,
He has to because that's part of his game, right? But a lot of times when you scramble like that, you're missing throws down the field.
I understand.
You got to get your eyes up. When you see Jacoby Brissett step up in the pocket, his first decision, second, third read, he was coming off to his fourth read where guys were down the field making bigger plays than Kyler Murray running the ball, maybe get 5 to 8 yards. All of a sudden you get a 10 to 15, 20-yard play because you move up in the pocket or scramble and throw the ball down the field.
Best part is it's going to be Monday night, and it'll be on national television, and we will be there along with you to watch it at Biggs American Bar and Grill. The show goes from 1 to 4 like always. There's great food, cold drinks, and you will have a chance to win $10,000. 20 fans will roll the jumbo dice for cash. We will see you Monday night, Biggs in Peoria, right off Bell Road at 83 at the P83 district right there, 83rd Avenue and Bell. Just come on out, have a great time with us, and we will see you Monday night in Peoria at Biggs. All right, when we come back, more conversation about the upcoming Cardinals and Cowboys game. Former Cardinals and Bengals defensive end Michael Bankston. He is going to join us. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620. Now, let's get a 620 Sports Center update. Here's Matt.
It's now time for Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Toronto Blue Jays took Game 4 of the World Series 6-2, evening the series with the Dodgers at 2 games apiece. Game 5 is tonight at Dodger Stadium, a pivotal matchup with first pitch at 5. In the NBA, the Suns host the Memphis Grizzlies tonight at the Mortgage Matchup Center. Tip-off at 7 p.m. with pregame at 6 on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. In the NFL, Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is expected to play on Monday Night Football as Arizona heads to Dallas to take on the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. This SportsCenter update is powered by our 4th watch party Saturday, November 1st at Backyard Desert Ridge as the Sun Devils hit the road to take on Iowa State. Dos Equis is going all out. Giveaways, bucket specials, and at halftime, 25 lucky fans will get a chance to roll the dice for $10,000. Dos Equis Backyard Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, your official home for all Sun Devil road games.
Craving sushi with a twist? Welcome to Rock Lobster, Chandler's vibrant and trendy sushi destination, where energy meets elegance. From bold wok-fired dishes to creative handcrafted rolls and cocktails, every bite brings the flavor. Every visit brings the vibe. Join us for lunch, dinner, or happy hour Monday through Friday, or even a date night. Find us at Price and Queen Creek in Ocotillo. That's Rock Lobster, where sushi gets social.
Attention golf lovers and putting enthusiasts. Are you ready to elevate your game? At Putting World, we've got cutting-edge technology that'll have you sinking putts like a pro. With high-tech simulators and expert coaches, you'll be on your way to mastering that tricky six-footer in no time. Check us out at puttingworld.com. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a newbie who thinks a hole-in-one is just a fancy donut, there's a place for you at Putting World. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today. Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text Peaks to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills, high school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
We gather together in communities across the nation to remember and honor, to celebrate and support, to light the night. Join us as we lift our lanterns high. We are Blood Cancer United, and we see a world without blood cancer. Join us as we light the night. Find your local event at lightthenight.org. That's lightthenight.org.
He's a proud Sam Houston State alum who played 9 seasons in the NFL for the Bengals and Cardinals. Ranked number 62 on the Arizona Republic's top 100 all-time Cardinal players. A great follow on Twitter, X at Big Bank 90. Michael Bankston now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
He's back to throw here. In trouble. Love sack back at the 25-yard line. Saban Collins back for the Cardinals. Shoved a Packer offensive lineman and back into the quarterback. It looked like Love stumbled and went down back at the 25. And
thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight. Saban Collins, a sack right there in the Green Bay game. Our next guest, Michael Bankston, he knows a lot about sacking the QB. That's what he did for all those seasons. You can follow him on X at BigBank90. That's at BigBank90. All right, Banks, here is my question right from the get-go. Once again, pal, always good to have you on the show. My question then is this. You're coming off the bye week. Coach says they are rejuvenated, they're rested, they're ready to go. When you hit the field, when you would come off a bye week, were you sure that your team was ready to go, especially playing a road game? And this one is on Monday night.
Honestly, you're just hoping that with the rest they had, and hopefully they get some guys back from injuries, because it's basically looked like almost 2 weeks they've been off, even though they practiced this last week getting ready for the game on Monday night against the Cowboys. But you're hoping that they put some things into play, get some guys back, and the guys have a different mindset. And they, like you said, they rejuvenated. They're feeling good about themselves, and some of those little minor injuries have healed up. And they're ready to go. They're ready to showcase and hopefully play as a unit. All three phases play as a unit and complete some games. And, you know, they've been in all those games that they lost. Let's just keep it real. They've still been in all those games they lost. They just haven't had, I won't say the opportunity, but they just didn't have the will to go in there and complete those games and come out on the W side instead of the L side. So hopefully that's changed going forward after the bye week.
You know, Banks, you sit there, as Jimmy alluded to, it's Monday Night Football in Dallas taking on the Cowboys. How can you not be fired up? And think about those days as you growing up as a young man before you went to Sam Houston State, to have the chance to play in Dallas on a Monday night.
Oh, man, I will be ecstatic. It wouldn't take much to pump me up, as you indicated, coming from Texas. Not a fan of the Dallas Cowboys ever, even though I'm from Texas. But just the idea to play those guys on a Monday night, prime time, everybody's watching. It's the time to showcase. I always feel, and even I told myself, even when I was playing, I still playing for other teams. I wasn't just playing for my team at that time. So you got other teams that are watching you for opportunities. And I'm saying you're trying to go anywhere, but you just want to make sure you keep all opportunities and all baskets available for what's next in your life and what's next chapter in your life. So I will be ecstatic every time I play the Cowboys. Just to be honest, even when we played them here, I was ecstatic, and I always raised up my level of game, knowing that we're playing against the big boys.
What are you seeing in this offensive line by the Arizona Cardinals that we didn't see last year? Is it just that you've lost your two top-notch quarterbacks? Is it schemes? Is it they're just getting beat? What are you not seeing with this Cardinals offensive line from a defensive perspective?
They're just not playing as a unit. I mean, those guys, all five of those guys, and including tight end in some phases and including running back in some aspects, depending on the blocking scheme, has to play as a unit. They have to play according to be quite frank, the skill of their quarterback too. They have to understand that what they're dealing with, that's taking the snaps. And when you look at that, you're like, hey, you know what? Let's make sure we get this guy some extra time. He needs a little more time to scan the field. Or maybe this guy, he gets the ball released quick. We just got to make sure these guys keep their hands down and we stay in front of them and give him the opportunity to get the ball off. Whatever the case may be, they need to just understand that play as a unit, help each other out, and don't look around where somebody is running up on the back side or running up the middle, and nobody is really seem like they really caring. They just looking at the quarterback get hit because Kyle already got 16 sacks, even though he hasn't played the last two games. So we got to do better protecting the quarterback, and also got to open some holes from the running back. I know the running back situation with Connor and Benson and all those injuries and then releasing Carter, I know it's going to be interesting, but you still got to be able to run the ball too. You can't always be one-dimensional. Now, one thing going into Dallas got a subpar defense. As an opportunity for that offense to go up and expose them and hopefully get some touchdowns, get some first downs, extend some drives, send some plays, and put some points on the board. It is a big-time opportunity for them because that's one of their struggles.
Are you telling me that you expect to see Kyler Murray on the run more in that game Monday night?
You know what? I'm hoping that he's able to stay in the pocket a little more. I know he's not the size to stay in the pocket, but I'm hoping to stay in the pocket a little more. Playing nowadays with these linebackers and even a D-line, which is basically sometimes just outside linebackers playing D-line, those guys are fast. They're looking for him to run outside of the pocket, and they got those guys that scramble. Sometimes they got somebody to spy on you. And so basically you playing into their hand when they're making you move around. It's better for you to sit in that pocket, scan the field, and get it to your open receiver as quick as possible and let them do their thing, or do the check down and give it to the running back and let him do his thing. It's better to pass the ball down the field instead of running around. Yeah, it works every so often, but not for a total game.
You know, Banks, you hear Jonathan Gannon in the last couple of weeks say, look, we've been right there defensively and offensively. We just got to figure a way to close the deal, because if you listen to him talk, it's as if, hey, look, very easily could have been 7-0. It could have been 0-7. But how do you work on that with only a week and a half of practice to learn how to close in games? Is it a focus? Is it execution? Or do you take 2 steps back and go through things one more time to see where those mistakes were in those 5 losses in a row? How do you do that as a defense to make sure that doesn't continue on?
I think it's a combination of all just what you said. You do have to take a step back. You also have to look at, it's probably the majority of the time you look at the last 3 or 4 games, look at some of the errors and mistakes that were made, and see where you could have did something differently on the defensive side of the ball, got a sack, or just kept the quarterback in bounds, or kept the receiver in bounds, let time run out the clock. Any of those things would have made a difference where, yes, they could have easily been 7-0 or 5-2, whatever the case may be. But right now they're sitting 2-5, and that's just reality and the facts about it. But when you have that time frame, hopefully those guys recognize, you know what, let's learn to close the game. Let's finish the game. We have these lull periods. It's either the first half or the second half or the third quarter or the fourth quarter or whatever the case may be. We have these lull periods that nothing is transpiring on offense, defense, or special teams for the Cardinals, and you just can't have that, especially to win ball games. They got to go up there and play complete games. Yeah, you're not going to be on all cylinders where it's just everything's happening, boom, 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 and it's just going in your favor. That's just not the ebbs and flow of playing in the National Football League. But you want to win most of the battles overall. That's how you win the ball games. It's like a tug of war. You want to win most of the battles, and hopefully at the end of the day that equates to a W.
Manuch and I had a conversation earlier on the show, Banks, and I wanted to follow up and ask you a similar question. And the conversation was, they have to get 6 and not 3. So my question to you is, on the sidelines or in the huddle, is that a conversation players have? We got to get 6. We can't settle for 3.
I think you always want the 7, obviously, or the 6, and go for the extra point and get the 7. And then that just increase your lead or get you closer to being able to keep up with the other team, whatever the score may be at that time. So, yes, you definitely want the 7. The 3, yes, it put points on the board. In some cases, and we all know this, it won ball games with 6 field goals, 5 field goals. It just is what it is, and you don't want to take points off the board, but you rather have that 7, which give you 4 more points to give you opportunity to have a bigger lead or a lead at the end of the day, where it won't be so tough. Everything we saw, like all these games that we've been in, but let's keep it real. The other team been in too, because they only needed one score to win the ball game. So we've been in the game, and those teams been in the game, and they found a way to win those ball games, and we didn't. So yes, it is conducive to get those 7, but you don't want to take any points off the board if you get the opportunity to get those 3.
Let me clarify. My comments were getting 6 inside the red zone. The red zone. You're going to in the red zone. Yeah, that was a contention. Jimmy forgot to add that at the very in the red zone. Yes.
Oh, no. You want the 7.
There you go.
You want the 6 points. You want the touchdown in the red zone. You want a higher percentage of touchdowns and field goals in the red zone. Yeah, that is correct. And we did see a lot of that, but they don't complete it. They got a good offensive possession to get down there in the red zone, and they don't complete it and come away with a field goal. No, in that aspect, Jim V, you should have mentioned the red zone.
I should have. My bad. Yeah, my bad, Banks. And I was just going to commend you once again, because last week you were really under the weather bad, and you still came on the radio show. We loved you for that, but man, it's just good to have you back, being the Michael Bankston that we all know and love.
And you sucked it up, and you were going for 7 in the red zone. That's what we love about that. We had to clarify that, but we appreciate that, you sucking it up and being an athlete, for crying out loud, to do that.
Oh, man, hey, thank you, man. That COVID thing is no joke. I was like, man, and my wife, I told her, I said, I ain't got no COVID. I was real quick with that answer. And then next thing you know, she said, yes, you do. I said, oh. And I was down. I missed several events, and I also missed the trip to Tampa Bay because I had to cancel that morning due to the fact that I couldn't make it. I didn't want to put anybody else in jeopardy.
Right.
So thank you guys for thinking of me. And yes, I feel 10 times better. Thank God for that. And I don't wish that on nobody.
Yeah. We don't blame you, Banks. Thanks, pal. As always, great information today. Have a good day, man.
Okay, you guys too. Be blessed, man. Let's go Cards.
There you go. That is Big Bank 90 on X. That is the one, the only Michael Bankston. He's presented today by Crest Insurance, and we want to remind you to tune in tomorrow, 1:30, for the Crest Insurance Sun Devil Report. Crest Insurance serves clients nationwide, earning a reputation for exceptional customer service and tailored insurance solutions. For more information, just go to crestins.com. That is crestins.com. When we come back, Lerner and Rowe, one call, that's all. What's on television tonight? Results of our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for our last Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU hits the road to face Iowa State Saturday, November 1st. Join us at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate. Elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. And at halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans. Watch all the games at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em Contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
Lost your health insurance? There are options to help you stay covered. Choices include Medicaid, individual and families, Medicare, and group plans. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona is a local nonprofit health insurance company that can help you understand your options, no matter who you choose. Stay covered, Arizona. We've got your back. Learn more at azblue.com/options or call 1-844-584-BLUE. This message is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Now O'Neal's going to inbound on the far side. He gets it to Booker. He'll shoot a three all alone and miss it off the back iron, and that'll do it. Jazz win it in overtime. 138-134 the final at Delta Center in Salt Lake City. And the Suns end up winless on this three-game road trip.
All right, thank you to Arizona Sports. That was against the Utah Jazz, a loss by the Suns in OT. And they play tonight, entertaining the Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant this evening. Today, one call, that's all, has been brought to you by Lerner and Rowe. Interact, need a check? Just make one call, 602-977-1900, always at lernerandrowe.com, and you get a free consultation. Once again, one call, that's all, Lerner and Rowe, 602-977-1900. What's on tap tonight? It is poured by Dos Equis, and this Saturday, November 1st, Backyard Desert Ridge for our Sun Devils watch party. They are on the road in Iowa to challenge Iowa State. Game time is 10 a.m. 10 a.m., and we will be there for the big Backyards watch party, all brought to you by Dos Equis, and they will have swag, buckets, and also pints as well. We'll look forward to seeing you this coming Saturday, 10 a.m., Backyards, Desert Ridge. Okay, here's what's on the boob tube tonight. College football, Jacksonville State at Middle Tennessee is on ESPN2 at 4:30. Florida International at Missouri State, 5 o'clock, the CBS Sports Network. Then at 5, it is Game 5 of the World Series. Dodgers hosting the Blue Jays. That is on Fox. And then at 3, it'll be on Channel 3. At 7 o'clock tonight, it is the Grizzlies and the Suns. There you go. That is what is on tap. Manuch, State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. And for a free roof inspection before the weather gets bad, just get in touch with State 48 Roofing.
That's right. You can give them a call at 480-268-4509, 480-268-4509. Well, speaking of the Phoenix Suns, when do you feel the Suns fans will know what type of team the Suns have? When do you feel Suns fans will know what type of team the Suns have? Just go to X and or Instagram at Roc and Manuch. Will it be Thanksgiving? Will it be Christmas, Valentine's Day, or will it be Easter? Connor, what do the peeps have to say as far as when do they feel we'll know what the Suns have or don't have?
Well, right now it looks like the majority of the fans are agreeing with you guys, as we have 50% going Thanksgiving.
Okay.
25% said Christmas and 25% said Valentine's Day.
And after that, it's pretty much they're either going to be going or not going into Easter. Yeah, I really believe that Thanksgiving or Christmas. I was kind of torn between the two.
All right.
But I think that I voted Christmas on this.
I went Thanksgiving because Jalen Green will be back in the lineup. And then you have, 4 weeks to figure out what is going on with your team, and barring any injuries, yet just plenty of time to figure out rotations. And also, you've played enough games. It'll give you a solid indication. Are we any good? Or are we not any good?
Or do we have to make some trades in was it February is the trade deadline?
You know what, Manuch? I don't see that happening. I really don't. I think they've been burned with what took place when they went big, and it didn't work with the so-called big three. And I'd be surprised if, unless it was like minor deals.
Sure.
I don't see anything blockbuster at all.
I would agree. I think that this year, and Jalen Green, as far as we know right now, folks, we had Tim Kempton on a little bit earlier at 1:30, and Tim had mentioned that it'll probably be a game time decision.
Yep.
He was at shoot around at the this morning, I think right around noon or 1. So what they'll probably do is they'll probably test him pretty hard. Cuts, movements, if it's a hamstring, going up and down the court, because that's where you can tweak that hamstring more so than anything. is if you have something you can't explode, and they don't want any hesitation from Jalen Green.
Right.
Jalen, if you hesitate, no Green. Okay, thank you so much.
We just got it.
Yeah, no Jalen Green tonight. So as far as that rotation is concerned, eventually trying to take a team on that pretty much mirrors you. They average about 123 points a game. Suns are averaging 116. Rebounds per game, about 45 and 46. Assists per game are 28 and 26.
Right.
So, again, it'll be the Suns not turning it over, offensive rebounding, and I think more than anything, like we saw in that comeback against Utah, is to free up Devin Booker away from the ball and allow him to get that 30-plus points he's going to need in tonight's game.
And one of the things that we should point out is that the Suns catch a break because the Grizzlies' big center, Zach Edey, is still nursing an injury, and he is not in the lineup tonight. So that is a big plus for the Suns. You do, however, have to deal with one of the top players in the league, and that is Ja Morant. And he is exciting. He is flashy. And he is highly entertaining, and he can put a lot of points on the board in a hurry.
And he's one of those individuals, he's kind of a must-watch.
Yeah, he is must-watch TV.
He's one of those superstars in the league where whether you're a Memphis fan or not,
right?
I'm a Suns fan, so I'll be watching just to see how the Suns do, and you feel, well, hopefully they can win this game, but I want to watch Ja Morant. I mean, I want to watch this kid, what he does with the basketball.
Yes.
And, I mean, here's a guy that was light years ahead of himself. The off-court issues he had, the injury issues he had, he says all that's behind him. He was very humbled, as you can imagine. But I think for the Suns game tonight, at some point with this 3-game homestand, you're hoping to see Jalen Green. You're just hoping to see him. Otherwise, it's going to have to be Book, Grayson Allen, Colin Gillespie,
right?
The Mark Williams of the world. I mean, they're going to have to just pick up that slack if they're going to beat this Memphis team.
The thing that I want to see this evening is when we watched the Utah game and when the Suns got back in it, Gillespie was on the court. I think that's going to be a key component of the game tonight. Look, he's not the biggest guy. He handles the ball extremely well. He passes it extremely well, and he can make shots. But he is a somewhat of defensive liability. So you cannot match him up on somebody like Ja Morant. So you're going to have to pick your spots where you use him. But when he is on the court, Manuch, it seems that the offense is much more fluid when he is there.
Yes, I was just going to say they move. The ball moves.
Yes.
And it seems like the chemistry between he and Grayson Allen, it's great chemistry. Because in that Utah game that you talked about, you're down by 20 points. You get back in the game with a combination of threes, getting shots down low, getting some offensive rebounds. But Gillespie and Allen, I mean, the combination of those two, it just seems to work. And once Green gets in there, and then Dylan Brooks, he'll get his.
He'll get his.
And I think that the one thing I really believe that Jordan Ott wants to get in the habit of with this team, like he did when he was an assistant coach with Cleveland, home court advantage, protect your home court.
Yeah.
Go ahead and win those games on the court. You win one game, you on the road, you lose 3 on the road, come back home and win these games. Make it about making that a trend. Make that something you definitely are going to want to do if you're a team that makes those kind of things happen.
All right, everybody. Tomorrow we will be at Twin Peaks in Glendale. We will have the coaches on tomorrow, Manu.
Yes, we'll have NAU head coach Brian Riddle join us. Our Crescent Insurance Sun Devil Report. We'll have tight ends coach Jason Mons will join us.
Yep.
Former Wildcat, now color analyst for the U of A Wildcats. Lamont Levitt will join us. Rick Horrell, he's back in the saddle. And also will be joining us, as we talked about, Howard Balzer, as he does. And then our special guest, my former roommate from Toronto, Mike Mayock, will join us at 3 o'clock, talk National Football League, and talk about this Cardinals team.
Going to be a lot of fun. Once again, you can find us in Glendale at Twin Peaks tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We are out of here, at least for tonight.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection